music. Midnight music.
Hello there.
Yep. I can't wait till you tell Will your revelation that you found out. Let him finish the trailer.
Yeah, I like that he's talking to Uncle Ben. He's just like, hey, asshole. Oh, no, Uncle Owen. I'm gonna get trained as kid. And he's like, you can fuck off now, old man.
I would need to do a deep dive, but maybe.
Oh yeah, baby, we got Darth Vader.
Not just any Vader either. As long as we're still able to hear you.
Oh, we'll make you sound shitty.
Yeah, that's what to say. Only one way to find out. Not bad, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it's the highest you've ever looked on video, but I'll allow it.
My God, dude, I can't. I'm just gonna be laughing. I can't actually watch the stream. I'm just gonna laugh my ass off.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, let me set up audition. I should probably do that.
Yeah, I'm just doing some edits for YouTube, so I can actually have to come.
Like I was good to go, and then I was like, "Fuck, where is my power cord for my camera?" I couldn't find it. Like 5 minutes looking for it.
I hate when that happens. So it was actually pretty great. That reminds me of a story. So remember the first time we ever went live, like over a year ago, at this point now. Mm-hmm. So I was like, "Oh, we're going live. I gotta get ready." So I went to brush my teeth before we went live, and I'm flossing really quickly. And the floss like snaps and gets stuck. So now I have a little floss stick like stuck in between my teeth that I'm trying to fucking rip out without like making myself gumble. Yeah, it was so weird. Luckily it got out in time. Yeah, we can hear you. You sound a little muffled, but you're fine. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're good. Oh, by the way, Kay, I don't know if you noticed, our video is now on Spotify. It
looks pretty
looked
good,
really,
too.
yeah, I was very impressed with it.
Like, damn, Spotify, look at you.
You right over there? I see the force is strong with you.
Yeah, dude, the smoke is just gonna stay in the mask. Vader, 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 Vader.
Oh no, wait, hold on. You gotta tell Will about your revelation first, too, which I think is fucking hysterical. Yeah, I think it's great.
Love it. Welcome.
Welcome. And not only do they watch the stream, they also listen to the audio the day after.
That's dedication. I don't even do that.
Well, now you can watch the video stream on Spotify once I edit.
When do I need to start apologizing, Kay? When do I need to start apologizing?
Shout out to Smacking and Raw. I do. By the way, in Smacking and Raw, I do agree. You should make your next episode "May the Dick Be With You."
No, dude, may the dick be in you.
Or you can be like Revenge of a Dick.
Do it. Stop. May the dick be in you.
May the dick be. Okay, I see where may the dick be in you. Yeah. There it is. There it is. There it is. I think that's the winner right there.
Revenge of the.
It's already Stardust Wars.
Revenge of the Clit, baby.
We are not the Smacking and Raw podcast. Stop giving them creative names for their episodes.
Dude, honestly, even the Phantom Menace works.
It does work in a weird way. Of course you bring out the saber. Wait, it changes color? Hold on, say it again. There's nobody with a white saber, is there? No, it looks white on screen, too. Like, the only one that has the closest color to that is Ray. Ray has a yellow. Mm-hmm. And white. So, okay, that's all right. So that's how I think you should talk about your likes and dislikes in wrestling this week. If it's red, you don't like it. If it's green, you like it. If you're neutral, it's white. Oh my god.
Oh, that's my hip, motherfucker.
Wait, Kay, did you see the snap I sent you? Oh shit! Why can't we hear you, Kay?
I can hear them just fine.
No, when Will don't say anything, Kay say something. Yeah, hold on. Kay's audio's not coming in for some reason.
God, I hate it when people do that. I got you loud and clear.
Yeah, you're fine, but it's... Yeah, you sound fine. Let me see what's going on here. Let's see what's going... Yeah, I know that.
All right.
Let's see.
So I love this mixer, but I hate that's powered by USB-C. It's just the dumbest thing ever.
All right, Kay, say something.
So loose.
Still nothing from you. All right. Smack it and Raw, stay on. We're going to fix this Kay situation. Because your webcam... Oh. Obviously, don't go on the fucking webcam off. You're... What's up? I sent you a snap on like fucking Sunday. My Schamberger wall?
That was pretty cool. You put that in the Discord too, no?
I did put it in Discord.
What I thought.
Okay, I know what the issue is. All right. So real quickly, thank you, Smacking Raw, for pointing out. Because I restarted the Skype from our last session, so it automatically created a group, so it doesn't recognize on OBS. It's not recognizing that you're like an individual person on the group chat, so your audio's not coming through. That's why. That's what it's.
Yeah, dude, it's Skype's fault. Fuck
It is
Skype.
Skype's fault. So okay, here's what we're gonna have you do. We're gonna sign you off. And we're gonna bring you back in. Yes. Bye. Honestly, well, I kind of like Kay, kind of like this. Vader.
Just frozen on Vader.
Should be Kay's new profile picture. Let's bring Kay back. Thank you, Smacking Raw, again, for pointing out that issue.
Yeah, you want a job, kid? You hired as a tech guy.
Yeah, right?
We'll pay you nothing.
God,
I wish I could pay people to do things.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
I'm almost there.
All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm actually going to start the whole call over again and just add you guys separately like I usually do.
Okay.
All right, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, technical difficulties. But here's what we are going to do. Adding people separately. There we go. That's one. That is one person, and we're going to add someone else. Okay. We're going to add the second person. All right. Let's make sure this works.
Hello. No.
Hello.
Matt Ritter says he takes mouth checks.
He takes
Can you
mouth
hear
checks.
me?
Mouth checks.
What is a
pretty
mouth
funny.
check?
I hear you,
Yeah,
Kay.
Kay, say something again.
Great. Something
All
again.
right, you're good now.
Yay! Amazing.
That's what the issue is. Hold on, let me share my screen so you guys can actually like see
There we
me.
go.
See me.
11.
Yeah, I cannot see my friend.
You will in a second, and now you can.
This is a thrill of my. This is a highlight of my podcasting.
This is your highlight right now.
This is one of them. In general, you know, being a podcaster in the era of Punk's return, in general, is a highlight. But podcasting as Darth Vader is definitely a fucking highlight.
It is
That
pretty
is-
funny.
that is. I mean, if I would have shaved my head, I could have been Mace Windu. And well, we could have painted you
Mace
green.
Windu was my nickname.
And like,
Mace Windu was my nickname when I worked at the Smith Haven Mall Starbucks.
why were you the only black person there?
No. A black person did give me the nickname Mace Windu.
Were you yelling and
For the
cursing at
reasoning being that for the reason that I say motherfucker a lot.
Fair.
They should have called you Samuel. Then.
That was my other nickname.
I don't know if you know this, Kay, but Mace Windu does not say
Mace
motherfucker
and Sam
once.
L. Wait, what?
Mace Windu does not say motherfucker once in any of the
It's
movies.
not allowed, I think.
That's
Yeah,
what I mean.
right.
So you saying
Well, because
motherfucker a lot and calling you Mace Windu
Well,
don't
on
really
his
add up.
lightsaber, I think he has BAMF engraved on his lightsaber. He has something involving the word motherfucker on his lightsaber.
Probably.
I
I
wouldn't put it
think
past him.
I've heard something like that too.
I heard the reason he wanted the color purple is because no one else had purple. He was like,
Yeah, he's like, hey, it's different.
yeah.
Motherfucker.
Honestly, purple, when I get my lightsaber, when I go to Galaxy's Edge, I want a purple one.
That's my first one, too. Also, you can buy the other colors at the store. You can buy the kyber crystals.
Ooh.
And if you get lucky, there's a kyber crystal it's hidden, but there's a dark saber kyber crystal.
You should like just punch in a color code, like it's like it's Photoshop, and that's your color. DD 1430, that's my color. It's actually a light magenta.
Yeah, I know in the experience, because I've been obsessed with Galaxy's Edge obviously for a while, and if I don't make it to the Florida one, when I eventually go to LA for Mania, one of my days is just going to be at Disney over there and doing their Galaxy's Edge.
I need to go so bad. I need to go. Like I can't express how bad I need to go.
I don't really want to go to LA, but if there's ever an excuse to go to LA, it's WrestleMania. So I guess
And
I'm
you
going
can
to
see
LA.
all the movies. You can see all
Hopefully.
the movie stuff like USC, like the birthplace of motion picture.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of cool things to do
Oh,
there.
I meant when I said I need to go, I mean to Galaxy's Edge.
Mm.
I care more about Galaxy's Edge than I do LA.
I totally agree with that. It's also like
LA.
the LA Disney also has Avengers Campus as well.
The best part about LA is I don't even need to buy a hotel. I can just pack a tent
Oh my god.
and just camp outside the arena for like the whole week.
Yeah, the arena's in Englewood. It's not exactly Compton, but it's still, you want to be careful.
I'll pick a corner.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh man, if someone doesn't come in like a lowrider for the LA WrestleMania, it'll be such a disappointment. Like I'm right now picturing Rey Mysterio getting a Mania match because you know he's going to, because he's from San Diego, California. He's going to show up in a lowrider.
Your Dom comes in a lowrider and he crashes, fucks up, injures 6 people.
He puts the hydraulics on and he bounces himself out of the fucking car. Oh,
Like Ray goes over the front.
When is Mania?
April 1st and 2nd of next year.
Okay.
And 3rd.
And
we added
probably
3 days.
Well,
I also want to go into that same, like, SoFi Stadium looks ridiculous.
I am in my final wedding next year.
Congratulations.
The final of the trilogy. The Return of the Jedi of my wedding trilogy is next year. So I will be in New Orleans, I think, in April.
Ooh, New Orleans. Oh, New Orleans is a dangerous time.
Yeah. Danielle's bachelorette party's in New Orleans.
Hopefully you make it out alive.
I can't
Because coming from myself and Will's experience, we almost didn't make it to Mania after one night on Bourbon Street.
I don't remember.
This is the thing. I have the advantage of not drinking alcohol.
Yeah, you're gonna be with Dave. Can you remember that weekend? Dave was the most responsible person out of all of us. Will?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked.
He was so responsible. He left us.
I plan to be high as a kite, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, dude, court orders make you be responsible. That's for damn sure.
It's very true. Although, unfortunately, my friend from high school doesn't bartend down there on Bourbon Street or at their bar, because that was also clutch.
Oh, I'm sure that was very
Oh,
clutch.
yeah, because the place where we were staying, we got in dumb early, so I went to my friend's bar, and they just hooked us up. We literally sat in the corner, and, like, she wasn't there the first night.
Had all of our stuff. You couldn't get the hotels. It's like my giant duffel bag full of like a week's worth of clothes and a title belt, just tucked away in a corner of this bar.
Just drinking until we can get there, until our place was ready. Which is cool because the male bartender was also from Long Island.
Of course.
He saw our IDs and he started.
It's such a small fucking place, even when you're not on Long Island.
It's
anymore.
gross. So he saw our IDs.
I ran into
and fucking
I ran into people from Long Island when I was in the Bahamas.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Somebody was wearing like a I don't think it was Smithtown. It was maybe it was like Huntington or some shit. But it was like a Suffolk County like sweatshirt. And I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah. I remember asking that bartender down in New Orleans, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing living in New Orleans?" And he's like, "Dude, cost of living." And I was like, "You are absolutely correct."
Yeah. Yo, it's so fucking expensive to live. It's terrible.
Expensive to live in general.
That's what I'm saying, just to be alive. Like, me wanting to live in New York City the rest of my life is... My wallet is sad.
Well, it's like I always said. You want to be rich in a red state, you have to be poor in a blue state.
You've always said that?
At least recently.
I've never heard you say that in my
I don't
life.
think that's a new one.
Like this is brand new information.
It's true though. Like you cannot be
I mean-
poor in a red state. Like you're fucked. You're fucked beyond fucked.
Yeah.
But it's great being rich in a red state. It's fucking the best being rich in a red state.
I just have too many. How do I phrase this? Too many there are too many reasons for me to stay in New York because
my reason is really just the Yankees because I was like, fuck, the Yankees are here.
I hate New York.
Well, besides the wide variety of sports teams, on a more serious note, is both somebody that's trans and somebody that is cis, can pass for a cis woman. It's relatively safer here. The cannabis laws are the best here.
I don't know, man. Have you seen those the electrical wiring in New York City is so bad, random things just exploding?
Where?
I have also seen that. The first murder of the year was actually around the corner from my apartment.
Nice. That's a stat to be happy about.
Somewhere I walk, every day.
You gotta love it.
Right by this. We love it. January 1st. There's a murder by the diner I go to.
Okay, before we go live, you gotta tell us about the stream.
Yes, I had a nightmare. So I know we're gonna go more into the releases, I'm sure, later.
First thing we usually talk about, but yes.
So my sleep schedule has been very fucked up because of work. Today's my first day off in 7 days. I worked a 7-day stretch when I got home from Georgia, which meant I've been awake I've started work at 4 a.m. every day for 7 days in a row. I am mentally unwell. I'm not good, y'all. So I've been kind of sleeping when I can, and I sleep really weird hours. So I'll just be dead asleep for several hours in the middle of the day.
Okay.
And then I basically end up napping from 10 p.m. to 3:50. I have an alarm for 3:57 a.m. That's when I wake up and clock in.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, Ricky, have you seen this Aaron Judge kid in
Oh,
Toronto?
it's the greatest thing ever.
Dude, I just every time I see him, he's just crying. It's hilarious.
He's very emotional.
He's very emotional.
Dude,
I just want to see a meme of him hugging people crying. It's a meme of it, RKO, he just hugs and cries.
All right,
Nicholas wins a tag belt, he hugs and cries.
Let Kay finish her story.
Let me get through the stream.
Yeah, let Kay finish her story.
Oh, God.
For once, I am not the one sideburning. I'm actually kind of focused. So maybe it's the mask. Maybe this is helpful for me. So my sleep schedule's fucked up. So I've been having really vivid, weird dreams lately. Dreams that are so vivid that I've been wondering what is real and what is not. So it was the day after the releases happened, or maybe the day it happened. So during my nap that day, I woke up distraught because I had a nightmare that Cameron Grimes got released. This dream was so vivid that I thought it was real.
Not after that match last night. Holy shit.
I was literally all over the internet, making sure my boy is still to the moon.
Oh, he's to the moon, all right. You had to watch that match from last night.
Okay, I'll watch
Christ, it was so good. It's the first match out because whenever a North American title starts a show, they usually go balls to walls. I can almost name at least a solid 5 of amazing NXT matches, and they're all for the North American title.
It's a meat slappy title.
It is. It's what the U.S. and Intercontinental title should be on the mains on Raw and SmackDown, but it's not. Unfortunately. So, well, how do you want to do this? Do you still want to record the audio, or since Spotify clearly works, do you want me to record the video again and put it back?
Yeah, let's record the video. Oh, I was actually saying I don't even need to record audio.
Technically, no, because they said they put the video on Spotify and they'll take the audio and put it everywhere else.
I'll record this for me then.
I would record the audio just in case Spotify fucks us up or Anchor fucks us up.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna record the audio because I like to have copies of
and put it in Media Fire just in case. Like I said,
Yeah, I'll throw it in MediaFire. I keep it on my storage. I keep all my podcasts and edit files on one hard drive. So we're good.
So and then I'll double check on the I'll double check tomorrow on the number podcast service and make sure like the audio went through.
No, it comes through. I'm a subscribed on Stitcher and it comes through.
Oh, it does. Good. So it sounded
it
like
comes
yours
through with both of them.
for the most part.
Well, let me check. I know it's here, but let me check.
And they compare it over TV.
Yeah, so I can't get that out of my
Yeah, that sounds fun.
But yeah, just keep it as a
I see.
backup just in case. But I'm gonna need the audio anyways because I have to put it up on our SoundCloud.
That's something you never forget.
You know what it is? My audio sounds a little funky.
Oh man, so we're gonna keep an eye on this. Really?
Yeah. It's cleaner coming from my mic. It just sounds like I don't know what Skype does to my mic. My
It's
audio.
probably because it's just like going to an extra channel.
Yeah. Or OBS. What the fuck OBS might do to my mic too.
I know, but K sounds
But it's like
fine.
it doesn't. Yeah, K sounds fine, but it's like it sounds like I'm coming through a headset.
Huh.
And not just fucking expensive ass microphone.
It is a very expensive looking
I'm
microphone.
surprised I sound okay considering I have a mess.
It is really funny looking at you though, as when you try to explain stuff.
Jeffrey! Hello, Jeffrey!
Although I think I sound okay on YouTube. It's usually just Twitch. It sounds weird.
Ritter says that's just how you sound.
I might really bum him up on AEW next week.
Are you going or are you not going?
I'm
Yeah,
not
that's how
going
I
and I'm like
sound.
really upset about it.
I need you to get those Long Island shirts from MJF.
I need that shirt really like bad.
Well, did you see his Long Island
I want
shirts?
to go like I need it. I
The
need
what
a shirt.
MJF is selling a shirt at AEW Dynamite next week at UBS Arena, and it says the most magical place on earth, and it's an outline of Long
Picture of
Island.
Long Island.
Who would buy
Everybody at that
Me.
arena.
My thing that wedding fucked me up
that?
financially, so
Long
I can't go. And I'm
Long
annoyed.
Island is the only people on the planet who cares about Long Island.
And we have
Yes.
no issue with that.
Yeah, I know, which makes it even funnier. It's like you're like, and your point.
So yeah, I see no problem with this at all.
Which is just the most Long Island thing to say. I have a problem with actually. I don't know if I have a problem with it because on my giant list of questions, they had Queens and Brooklyn part of Long Island, and the answer is clearly yes. Of course
Yeah,
they
tell
are.
that to somebody from Queens or Brooklyn. It becomes a
I
big
know,
argument.
I know.
Yeah,
but they're factually wrong. It's
I
connected to the
can
island.
accept that while they're on the same like physical land,
Math, yeah.
I do. They are not the same.
No, but
I was born and raised on Long Island. I live in Queens now. I can
but
speak
that's
on
not
that.
the question. Is Long Island and Queens part of Long Island? Yes.
No.
The answer
Yeah,
is
the
yes.
landmass is
And
Long
there's
Island and it
no.
includes Queens and Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's no. You can't just you can identify with whatever you want, but when it comes to geography, no, you cannot.
Long Island are not the same.
It's not
They're
a matter
two
of it's not a matter of whether we're the same or not. Is it?
Different cultures.
Yes.
Way different cultures.
Oh,
I'll
totally.
grant
It's
you
a
that.
matter if we're on the
But-
same landmass, which they are.
But the question is it on the island? And the answer
Yes.
is yes. There is no other answer other than yes. You can argue the culture all you want, but culture has nothing to do with geography.
That's why I said geography, yes, but they're not the same. Like,
That wasn't the
Straight
question.
up.
That wasn't
Not
the
the
question,
same.
though. That wasn't the
Yeah.
question, though.
It wasn't the question.
I mean, I'm not denying that Long Island and Queens are on the same landmass. That's correct.
Because what is the landmass
I
called?
agree.
Landmass is called Long Island.
It's an island.
Point blank. Period.
But yeah, people get so mad about it. It's the funny. I love it. It's funny.
I know.
Now you can say Kansas. You can say Kansas is on an island, right? Because North America is just one giant island.
No, well, not really.
you
It's a continent.
But the continent is an island.
Okay, then what is the
No,
difference between
continent's not an
continent and
island.
But the continent
Well,
is
that's the
one
difference.
giant island. Like Europe is not an island, but Europe is on an island. Kansas is not an island, but Kansas is on
it's
an
a
island.
continent. Islands aren't continents.
Australia is a continent and island. So you're gonna say Australia is not an island because it's a continent?
Australia's the one extent, but everything else isn't like a continent.
Antarctica
But why?
is also a continent.
What's so
and an
great
island.
about Australia?
Whoa! You take that back, motherfucker. Australia is the most magical place on earth, and if I could make a living, and in Australia, it's peace out to everybody that I've ever known and loved, because I'm gone off the face of the earth.
Dude, my life goal is to become a billionaire, retire young, and buy the Shire, and just live there in New Zealand.
That's in New Zealand. That's a
But that's New Zealand.
yeah. New Zealand and Australian people don't really like each other.
I don't care. I'm American. They're gonna both hate me equally.
They treat New Zealand like we treat West Virginia.
I totally get it.
Really?
Like New Zealand is a bunch of goat
terrible.
farmers in this new Middle Earth. That's all New
Pretty
Zealand
much.
is.
That's
and Weta
pretty
Workshop.
much.
And Weta
Weta
Workshop. That's all it is.
Workshop.
You know what? That's all it needs to be. Weta Workshop did all the armor, weapons, and like stuff of Lord of the Rings. It's the coolest place on earth. It's like Disneyland for me. It's my Disneyland.
I want to go to the Shire like so fucking bad.
I'm surprised they don't make
I wanna
money
buy
off of it.
I think they do. It's a tourist attraction.
Is it a tourist attraction? Like it's in like if we looked up like New Zealand tourist attraction, would it be like the Shire?
Can you do like the whole like Hobbit walk or whatever and like walk through it?
Yeah, you can walk through the whole Shire. Everything.
Really?
Yeah.
I would do that. Will,
Dude,
let's go.
If I can afford it, dead ass, dude, I'm gonna get married in the Shire, and I know it's gonna be a bitch. I'm gonna fly everybody out. It's gonna fly them all up. Like, you don't want to pay for it? Fine. I know it's a long trip. Just make the trip.
I
pay
did
for
the
the
trip.
flight,
The
pay
trip
for the hotel.
is a piece of trip is horrible, but it's
It's like a 23-hour flight.
altogether it's like 20 to 22.
Yeah. So
You lose a day in
I'll
flight.
get
It's
married to
pretty
the Shire.
wild.
from here, I go from like here to LAX to like
Yeah, LAX, New Zealand.
probably Sydney.
Yeah,
Sydney to Auckland
you might be able to go straight to Auckland.
or Wellington. Or one or the other. I don't know if like a big. See, I know they have airports there, obviously, but I don't know if they're big enough to hold that giant commercial flight from LAX.
Oh, you might have to stay in Sydney, so you might have to have a couple more hours.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's start the show.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, let's do
As
it.
I'm looking up like the where the Shire is, it's in Waikato,
We must
the North
go.
Island of New Zealand.
Most of the like on location things were done on the North Island. A lot of the scenic shots were on the South Islands. South Island's more like nomadic.
Picturesque. All right,
Yeah, North Island is more settled.
all right. So tell me when we're ready to go.
All right, starting in. Let me mark the audio.
Mhm.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Midnight music.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, a long, long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, the Force was unleashed on several unsuspecting NXT talents as they were released from their contracts. Could some more be on the way? Plus, we preview WrestleMania Backlash, unfortunately. And can WWE pull off more stadium shows? We all know you're Force choked up with the excitement today because it's an interstellar edition of Kings of the Rings podcast exclusively on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now.
God damn, Ricky. They just get better and better, man.
It's the Force choking for me.
No comment, Kat. So, K. Murphy, did you stretch after last week?
So, in a turn of events, I did not have company that evening.
What?
I went to sleep.
Wow.
No, we know that. But how is
Yeah,
wrestling?
how was the
How was my sleep? Restful. I went to sleep. I woke up at 4 a.m.
Nothing's better than the good night's sleep. Although that thunderstorm on a Monday, I don't know if you guys got it. We had a thunderstorm at 6 a.m. on a
I
Monday.
was working during
Yeah, good thing
it.
I...
Like, my house was shaking. I was on a chat, and all of a sudden, fucking, there's a bright light in my room, and it's fucking thundering violently. I loved
Yeah, good thing I live out east, 'cause I did not get any of that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 291. 9 episodes away from 300. We should probably start planning that. I am your
We should.
Yeah, I am your host, King Ricky Rose, alongside Willie T and Darth Vader themselves, the K. Murphy. It is May the 4th, so let me be the last person to say, as you're going to hear, it's probably on Cinco de Mayo or Revenge of the Sixth, but May the 4th be with you. We have an interstellar galactic edition of this podcast where we're going to talk about things that we all want to talk about, like the fact that WWE named the show WrestleMania Backlash. So, before we get to any and all of those things, I know, people lost their jobs too. Will Tarashuk, how are you?
I didn't lose my job. Don't
I said
tell
people
anyone.
lost their job, not you.
Whew, thank God. Jason Thomas, ARASHUK with a WILL in the front. I'm good, man. I'm hanging in there. You know, New Jersey's had a ban of plastic bags and grocery stores, and I'm fucking
Welcome.
It's a problem.
Where have you
Yeah.
been?
So they had a plastic ban on previously, but now they can't even provide them or sell them. But they did have them previously, but you could sell them. I don't know, it was weird. But they just put it in another one into effect.
Oh.
So it's some bullshit.
Hopefully you got enough tote
It really
bags.
I don't.
I
Actually,
fucking
do.
love
I do
tote
actually.
You got to get a collection, man. It's great now.
You know what's wild? And this is, I don't know if this is symptomatic of me being 30 or me being a resident of New York City, but when I look at band merch and stuff now, I'm looking at the tote bags before I'm looking at the shirts.
It's in New York. That's you being a resident of New York City.
Who?
On Long Island.
I want to fucking hear it.
It makes it feel better, Kay. You are still part of New York City, so you do have that on New York City. Because New York City would be Queens and Brooklyn aren't part of New York City, but no, you are.
So be happy with those extra taxes you have to pay for the city.
I have to pay those taxes too, isn't it bullshit? And I live in New Jersey.
Wait, you have to pay New York City taxes in New Jersey? Why? Because you work in the city?
I work in New York City,
so he has to
from
pay
home
the
in New
So
Jersey.
he has to pay because his work site is in the city.
Isn't that fucked up?
Gotcha.
So I work in New Jersey. I work in New York from home in New Jersey.
It's you're like the Jets and the Giants.
And I pay New York City taxes, and I can't vote.
In New York City.
That's
in New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I want to vote in New York City. If you're going to tax me, I want to vote in New York City.
Reasonable request.
Yeah.
I mean, New York City just take that part of Jersey anyways. It's pretty much New York. It's pretty much a second New York anyway, so.
Yeah, Hoboken. I just call it Hoboken better Brooklyn. It's a city. It's what it is.
Brooklyn.
Better Brooklyn.
It's just way better Brooklyn.
It's small. It's only a square mile.
Square mile of pure amazing.
Great place to walk.
God, I love it. I love it so much. It is a great place to walk. I walk everywhere.
Yeah, so
I love it.
So obviously this is May the 4th. We've all been watching Star Wars all day. This is the first time I have not had Star Wars on any of my screens today.
I've been working all day.
I mean, I've been working and watching Star Wars on the low, so it's great. We went through. I woke up. Return of a Jedi was on, so they've been going in chronological order. And before the show started, it was episode 9. Rise of Skywalker was just ending.
So, I'm also going through it chronologically, but I've kind of skipped for the sole purpose that...
You're not going chronologically.
Well, okay, so I started out right. So I watched Phantom Menace 2 days ago. I watched Attack of the Clones yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And while I should have watched Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah.
I want to watch that tomorrow because it's Revenge of the Fifth.
Revenge of the Sixth.
Okay. Yeah, Revenge of the Sixth because it's after Cinco de Mayo and it's the Hangover.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sixth.
That's so great. That's
I also love how
it.
the Yankees have a homestand on Star Wars weekend.
That's exciting.
Why?
Because they always do.
That's how schedule
and
played
that's
out.
also how
Yeah.
Yankees love Star Wars themed stuff.
Dude, I've been seeing the ads all of my Instagram. The first 18,000 fans get a Yoda bobblehead.
Yes, I did see that.
And I'm like, damn it, my friend's getting married, Chris. I'm sorry, I gotta go get this bobblehead. I'll get you for the second marriage.
Statistically speaking, it is.
Why is Jeff... Why... Wait. Are we getting the Young Bucks and the Hardys again?
You know, it's really funny because, like, since your hair's already up, like, I can just see kind of the back of your neck case since you're in a Vader mask. So you look like half.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even the back of your neck. It's just your pale ass headphones. So it looks like you.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
pink.
you look like Vader before and after the mask is revealed, depending on if you turn your head or not.
Not
you're hit,
wrong. I do have that Funko.
you're hitting Vader from all angles right now. But first and foremost, let's get into what we really wanted to talk about. What's that? We all know this happens every year.
Boy.
Jesus Christ, Kay. We all know this happens every year, a little bit after WrestleMania, but this time the releases were only relegated to NXT talent. So let's go through the talent that got released as of last week. First and foremost, Dakota Kai released outright from her contract. Harlan, Baby Brock, the one that everybody thought that they had big plans for, and also Joe Gacy's henchman, was released as well from his contract.
Really?
Yes. Malcolm,
That's
that is very surprising. Malcolm Bivens, one of the formerly known, or probably going back to Stokely Hathaway, who actually has a comedy show lined up in New York City this Friday. His case is interesting. Even though he was released, he was actually offered a contract extension, but declined it back in February, and so his contract has expired and he has been released. Persia Parada, not Indy, but the other one who was with Duke Hudson, also released from her contract. And speaking of Index, Dexter Loomis also
That's a goddamn
released
shame.
from his contract. And also what came out earlier this week before we recorded, Roderick Strong has asked for a release from his contract that they have not granted him just yet. So of all the people that were released, Will, who's the most shocking?
Dude, Dexter Loomis. They were high on him. That and Malcolm Bivens, but that's
I
not
love me some Malcolm
fault of
Bivens.
That's not fault of anybody.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to come back, so that's fine. Roddy, I want to still grant Roddy his release. But other than that, yeah, Dexter Loomis. I thought Dexter. I can't see Dexter working on the main roster.
The rumor,
but I was still surprised they released
the
him.
rumor is that Roddy still ties into, I guess, whatever they need to do for storyline, and so that's why they don't want to release him just yet.
Oh, see, I don't think they want to release him because he can just go to fucking AEW and become part of the Undisputed Elite with the rest of them.
That fucking smorgasbord of shit. He probably just wants to be with his wife. Marina's over there now, right?
Yeah, she is over there. She debuted a few weeks ago.
Her. The Dexter one is kind of surprising, although he had the greatest send-off ever. He was on the day of his release. He was on Twitter, and he posted a video. He tagged Vince, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels, and it's him in his garage, and it's him painting a fresh portrait of Vince McMahon sitting with a dinosaur head in the background. And he turns to the camera and gives he turns back to the camera and gives a thumbs up, and that's the whole video.
That's pretty funny.
And that's his last moments in that.
Yeah, that's his send off.
Wow.
I was like, brilliant.
Incredible.
Which I like to see, that he's like no hard feelings and he's sticking with the gimmick. I think it was. It would have been. I feel like they probably thought it was a little hard for Dexter to probably get over with the main roster crowd, because how do you do it when you don't speak? But look at Asuka and Shinsuke.
And your character's also like a stalker.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy, right?
Not very advertiser friendly.
Yeah.
Like I can see the execs. I could see Nick Khan as being.
Ooh,
No.
yeah.
I mean, I hate to be like the send them to AEW kind of dude, but like a character like Dexter would be better suited like in AEW. Like he could fuck around with like Dan Housen.
I was gonna say him and Orange Cassidy. Two guys who
Orange
guys who
Cassidy.
don't really speak put on a banger of a match.
Dude, I haven't seen Orange Cassidy on TV in a long time.
Yeah.
What's disappointing to me, especially by how she was so hyped, Dakota Kai getting released. And when I think about it a lot, Kay, it's like when she turned that Survivor Series several years ago, she never got over that high. Like that was the peak.
No. I was so sure she would go to SmackDown.
You know what it was? She turned on Tegan. Tegan got injured. She got injured. It was two people who were supposed to have a pretty much essentially a Ciampa and Gargano feud, and they both couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's frustrating
I was
as fuck.
never a big fan of Dakota Kai anyway.
Mm.
I just never got it, and she never won the big one.
Yeah, I loved the turn.
She was always just like, they would just push her and then change their mind.
Yeah.
They'd push her and then change their mind.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Persia kind of never got going, and they got rid of Dexter. It was really funny on NXT. I will say this, is that, so it's Indy Hartwell that's left and Duke Hudson, who was dating Persia, in kayfabe. So they had this backstage segment where they're both kind of sobbing in the locker room, and they both look at each other. Because they're both sad because they lost their significant others. And when they look like they're about to both go in due to emotional trauma and kiss each other, then they back with ew, no, fuck no, get out of here, I would never. And that's and that was the end of the segment. It was pretty good. Shout out to NXT. NXT's putting on some fun stuff these days. But those are the releases. Is there any more that might come from this?
Yeah. I don't think they're done.
Yeah, it's possible.
How much you want to bet they release Butch?
That's why he walked off. That's why he walked off.
Where's Butch? Where's Butch? Needs release him. The world may never know.
For real.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm surprised they got rid of Harlan, aka Parker Bordeaux, because I thought they were high on him.
Maybe he just couldn't. Maybe he just couldn't get it.
It's highly possible.
Maybe he didn't get along with people backstage. Maybe he had an attitude problem. It could be anything.
Yeah, it really could be anything. And there was also several other talents that were released, but they were talents that were in the PC but never made it to TV. There's about 4 other talents that were released.
Not Tino Sabatelli.
You mean Mr. Mandy Rose, I believe his name is?
Damn, lucky man.
Oh, fucking Tino Sabatelli. But yeah, good luck to all these people. Maybe Roddy Strong will get his release, but who knows what happened. Maybe they'll come to some sort of agreement, but like I said, who knows. But moving along, Adrenaline in My Soul, Mr. Cody Rhodes, who's going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin's guest on the Broken Skull Sessions this week.
I can't wait.
I'm very excited about
my God,
I'm very excited about it. He also is a big Star Wars fan, ironically. He was on Corey Graves' show, and he talks about the Winged Eagle belt and what he would do if he won the world title in WWE. And he's quoted as saying, "It really would be something to achieve the ultimate industry dream, and then perhaps give it a fresh coat of paint with the Winged Eagle title." So, Kay Murphy, what are your thoughts of Cody Rhodes bringing back the Winged Eagle?
I'm fucking here for it. It's one of the most beautiful titles in all of wrestling history. I would love to see it come back.
Now, are we talking original Winged Eagle, or are we talking Attitude Era Winged Eagle?
Because
I loved
the
Attitude
Uwu
Era
title
Winged
has
Eagle.
such a shitty name. At least give it a pretty belt.
The what title?
The Uwu title.
What the hell's the Uwu title?
The undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Uwu.
Undisputed WWE Universal. Oh, okay.
It is a mouthful.
It is a lot. It's because they're.
I hope Cody has run this idea by Vince first, because I don't think he's.
Well, he didn't run the.
Could you imagine?
He didn't run the idea when he switched the Intercontinental title by Vince. He just upped and did it.
Oh.
Yes.
Decision.
Like when he brought back the white Intercontinental title, that's a total Cody's design.
You gotta get approval of that for Vince, though. Definitely.
Not necessarily. The Rock got the Brahma Bull title without Vince's approval, and they just ran with it.
How do you know that? Are you sure? I don't think anything happens in that company without Vince. I don't think you can go to the bathroom without Vince giving a say-so. Bruce Pritchard holds up his hand and goes, "Mr. McMahon, I need a potty."
Here, take a hall pass.
Yes, make sure you take the walking stick.
Oh my God!
Shane McMahon monitors the halls. But I would love for them to bring this title back. Andrew Zarian had the best idea.
Which version of it though? Which version? Because I don't like which.
The one Stone Cold had.
So the original one from 13.
Yeah.
Or do you want the Attitude Era one?
No, the one the next night that Vince brought out for Stone Cold.
The Attitude Era one, where it's a little bit more rounded.
Yes. Yeah, it's a little more rounded.
That's the one I have. It's a beautiful belt.
But I think they should bring back the old titles when they do the retro night, like Raw Rewind, whatever the hell it's called, the Attitude Night,
retro
whatever.
Raw or some shit.
Retro
Some
Raw.
shit like
Yeah,
that.
that was Zarian's pitch. Just like for anytime they have a retro Raw, just bring back the old titles. Because retro Raw doesn't really do anything anymore. It's just they changed the graphics. Ooh.
No, they also changed the ring ropes.
They changed the ring ropes, but that's it. They still have all the LED. Like change everything.
Well, no, sometimes they change the stage. That wasn't all the time though.
In the past few years, it's been lame.
What upper belt would you like to see come back? I mean, for me, I want to see the European title come back.
I'm gonna say it again. Do the big gold belt and give it to the women.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep saying that until it happens.
You know what here's what I think they're doing with the Undisputed Universal World Heavyweight Championship, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the Uwu title or whatever shit. I don't think they're actually combining the titles. Like, I think it's unification just for the sake of the match, but I think at some point they will split them back up again.
I don't know, man. I don't think they know.
That's why I think they haven't debuted a new title. Because something like, if you think about how big they made Roman and Brock, and how it's
no, I agree. I see where you're going with this.
They would have said, oh, we're going to, not only is it going to be the biggest WrestleMania match, the biggest hype, the most hyped WrestleMania match of all time, we're going to up the ante, and it's boom, new fucking belt. You know?
Orton and Bryan carried on both for a while.
They did.
And Cena.
They did, and Brock did too.
Yeah, so like, the dual belts thing, it's a great look.
Yeah.
Right? It's a great look for TV.
Yeah, it's a.
So it could just be that simple. Whereas we don't need to create a new title, make one belt. Just have them carry around two. It looks.
Although the one time they did unify them and they did the Undisputed. The Undisputed title does not get as much credit as it should.
And like The Rock, was that the one The Rock debuted, and then like a month later they changed it again because the logo changed?
No. You're thinking of the World Heavyweight, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That's the because The Rock won it, and it was kind of like the kind of the chalkboard kind of WWE logo, and then they went and they changed to the current logo, and so The Rock had to switch out the belt. But yeah.
Rock has the belt. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. So no, I'm talking about the Undisputed one that like Hogan won in his final run, and the one that Brock won.
Oh, that one. Oh, I think the little one.
It's not little. It's pretty big.
It looks like a VHS tape. That's why I always look like a VHS back.
When you see it in person, it's actually a lot better looking. So
I don't like that one. It's not a fan.
Neither was I, but the more I see, the more I'm like, yeah, this belt deserves a little bit more respect.
Dude, I'm a sucker for the spinner belt. I don't know what it is.
Spinner so much.
I hate that it spins. I'll give you that. But I like the design of the spinner belt without the spinning.
I think they were suddenly used to put a lock on it for a little bit where you can stop it from spinning. Like a stopper. The only spinner belt design that I actually enjoyed, welcome back, Vader, is Edge's. The rated R.
The rated R?
Yeah. I was like, that's a cool little rendition of it.
Yeah, dude, the spinner belt has had so much gold on it. It looked expensive and it looked
so
heavy.
Gaudy.
Like it just looked so expensive.
It might be the heaviest belt that they've ever made.
Yeah, it looked like legitimate.
It's so thick.
It kind of looks like a boxing title, a little bit.
Boxing titles are thinner.
I know they're super thin, but it reminded me of a boxing title.
I can see that.
Like glitzing, it had glitz and glam. It had class.
It did.
The spinner was trashy. I'll grant you that.
It was very trashy.
Like in 08, 09, 2010, 2011, that's like when that Cena belt.
I loved it. It was trashy in like a great 2000s way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Ed Hardy of belts.
Sure.
Yeah. Moving along. News coming out from Matman Podcast and Andrew Zarian specifically, which is something that came out a little bit after our show last week, but it felt it was very important that a lot of people have covered it, and we're going to cover it here. So Andrew Zarian reports A source over at WWE mentioned that WWE intends to run more stadium shows moving forward in 2023. Just for reference, this year in 2022, WWE has 8 stadium events. That also includes the UK event, which is now called, what is it, Clash at the Castle, is what it's going to be named. The goal is to make this the new norm. This is a Nick Khan approach when it comes to premium live events. Andrew Zarian continues in a follow-up tweet to say, with scalability of large stadiums is very beneficial when it comes to having live attendance over 15,000. This is where the important part comes in. The event doesn't have to sell out like 50K plus or more, but now you have room to do 20 to 35,000 people shows more often, leading to a much higher revenue and higher level of excitement for the event. Now, Will, I know you commented a lot on this when I showed you this tweet, but can you reiterate what you told me?
I don't remember. What did I tell you?
I'll pull it up right now because I keep the receipts. You mentioned really briefly this is Nick Khan on the offensive.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, it's like, oh, AEW, you're going to do this like Forbidden Door bullshit, or you're going to start making waves? Yeah, we're just going to just do more stadium shows. Fuck you. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just going full glitz and glam, and we're just going to show you how big our dick really is and to show you what we can really do. It's exciting. And then also, Zary made a further point on the Matman podcast saying, like, arenas are smaller nowadays.
Yes.
So they can't really do bigger events. So it's like, it's going to be similar sizes to like arena shows of old, where you could fit like 15, 17, 20,000 people in an arena. You just can't really do that anymore because they go for, bigger causeways, more food, better sound, like the Coliseum.
Luxury suites.
Yeah, more boxes, stuff like that. So, like, arenas nowadays are more built for profit than they are for fan size. Yeah. So these stadiums, it's just they can have a bigger audience without having like a WrestleMania type crowd.
Exactly, and if you think of when they do their TV are usually in arenas that are usually holding basketball or hockey if you're getting lucky. And the NHL, NBA, all of that, they have specific standards for the sizes of their arenas. You're talking like maybe 15 to 18,000. We'll say 15 to 18,000. With an arena that already holds at a base maybe 65,000 people, like they said, you don't have to sell out. You just have to go over 15,000, which for most WWE events and most pay-per-views, if it's marketed correctly, that's a very easy goal. Also, the fact that it is going to be they're going to do more stadium shows. Stadium shows for the average consumer, since there's so many fucking seats, usually going to be cheaper.
It's also true. Tickets going to be more affordable. That's a good way of looking at it.
Tickets are going to be cheaper. More people are going to show up. So
people are more likely to take their kids, and kids love merchandise.
Yeah, and kids love going to big stadiums. You can do a lot more stuff with it, and there's so much profit to be made at a stadium event because it's hard to sell out a stadium for premium live events. Like, obviously, WrestleMania is going to sell out for a stadium event. The Royal Rumble is going to do it. Money in the Bank is going to do it. And even in Money in the Bank at Allegiant Stadium, they're not using the entire arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the full stadium. I think that they cut it in half.
It's about half. It's about half still.
And it looks great. It looks full. Like, WWE knows how to shoot a building to look like there's more people than there really are there.
Yeah.
They're very good at that. So this is just a straight business. It's an investment. It's a great investment. I'm all for it, man. I love stadium shows.
I love stadium shows. I want to go to see because it's like stadium shows. It also means I get to explore more stadium food. Because I know you want me on.
Hell yeah, dude! I'll drop more money on stadium food than I will my own wedding.
Mm-hmm. And it's a win-win for everybody. Obviously, WWE gets profit, and these stadiums a lot of football stadiums are dormant three quarters of a year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now get extra profit and revenue. It's a win-win for everybody involved.
Yeah. Great.
And so it's good. So more power to more stadium shows, and this will help me probably take a lot of stadiums off of my bucket list. Like, could you imagine them going to, like, even during like the summer months now, like Money in the Bank at like Citi Field?
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, that would be amazing, but that would be really hard to do.
With a baseball schedule, yeah.
The baseball schedule, it's just next to impossible.
But you can work it out potentially. Like,
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, it all like when is the baseball schedule typically released?
you would know more than me because I don't know.
I have no idea. I'd probably say sometime in the winter.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably say like around January, February, like hot stove talks, like trade talks.
Yeah.
So it depends, when the WWE does all their bookings, how far out they do it, and if it can coincide with. They could just schedule their times for those stadiums at different times of the year. WWE and MLB, that is.
So I selfishly, considering of where I live, I need them to do it at fucking Citi Field so bad.
Dude, I would love Fenway Park and watching wrestling from the Green Monster.
Literally.
Do you know how much they would freaking like design up the Green Monster too?
Yeah. It would be a giant LED board.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. With all these there are so many unconquered stadiums that WWE can use now if they want to go with more stadium shows, and a lot of them are going to be baseball stadiums.
That new soccer stadium they're putting in Nashville.
Yeah, all the soccer stadiums in general.
Yeah.
Big Cass is on AEW.
Huh?
Big Cass, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
King
Murphy, how you doing?
Do not start. Don't start.
Can't teach that.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about stadium shows too. Like I feel like I enjoy myself more at stadium shows.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. So more power to them. More stadium shows. I'm all for it, especially if it gets me to more arenas in general. And I'd love to see how creative they get. Those only stadiums they probably will not touch is college football stadiums. Even though they are the biggest stadiums around, the only reason that they probably will not touch them is that a lot of college football stadiums, a majority of their seats are bleacher style.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's why that makes more sense then. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, watching wrestling on a bleacher.
No.
Fuck
no.
all that noise.
Like, I would love, for the life of me, for them to do, like, SummerSlam or something in the Big House in Michigan, the largest stadium in fucking America.
Yeah, like, I was always thinking, why don't they do that? But you just answered it for me, bleachers. Yeah.
It's all bleachers, dude. It's the worst.
And I don't think college football can pull it off because those people are fucking dedicated. It's a school.
Yeah,
wrestling fans would be like,
people are not
comfortable.
Exactly. Yeah. We are not we are dedicated to an extent.
I'm dedicated to a chair, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back.
If modern college football stadiums change all of their stuff to like actual seats, which would be a total change of tradition.
I mean, which they can. They can afford it. Don't tell me.
Oh yeah,
can't.
absolutely. Yeah, no, they can, but they've
been using their players as indentured servants for the past like 50, 100 years. So
yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. Because that would be cool. Because I would love to see them do just like a whole bunch of campus tours. Because they'd kill. They'd kill someone.
Dude, they can all have nitro parties. It'd be amazing.
Nitro parties. Bring back the Nitro girls. Fucking pizza and wings and soda and shit. Oh my god, that would be absolutely freaking fantastic. But let's move on, folks. Even though there are more stadium shows incoming, what's not going to be a stadium show is WWE Wrestlemania Backlash. Yay. AKA all the great matches that you saw at WrestleMania. We're just going to do them again and make you believe it's just the first time that you're actually watching this. So there's not that actually many matches that have been announced so far. I think there's only 6 on the card.
That's a lot. That's like a full card.
Well, I'm okay with this being. Oh, Vanilla Wafers! I'm so jealous.
Oh no, I bought these things. I'm so excited.
I'm okay with it being not that heavy of a card because it's WrestleMania. This is a B show, a C show, essentially.
It's a quota filler.
Yeah. It's gonna be. It's also. I think it's in Rhode Island. Or some, I think it's in Providence, Rhode Island. Yeah, but the Dunkin' Donuts Center or some shit like that. So let's start with what is presumably the main event and kind of a disappointing turn. The tag team unification match is no more. And it is now turned into a 6-man tag, which I think we lost K. Murphy. K, are you there?
Yeah, their internet cut out.
K's gone.
God damn it, Eddie Kingston.
Damn it, K. It's not even Invader face either. So we have the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, who and the Usos, versus RK Bro, the Raw Tag Team Champions, and a really bored Drew McIntyre. This is your main event.
Such a bummer.
It is a bummer.
It's such a bummer.
I was expecting a lot from the Usos and RK Bro. They built it up really well. And then Roman and Drew had to put themselves in it. Although I will tell you this, because I know regardless of what happens, if my prediction comes true or not, the Bloodline's winning. Mm-hmm. That's pretty simple. Here's what I think happened backstage, and I don't have any actual knowledge, but here's my thought of what happened. We're in a conundrum. So in WWE, and almost in all of wrestling, who's the biggest name? Roman Reigns, right?
Absolutely.
He holds the two biggest titles in the two biggest titles in your company. Mm-hmm. But he's not on the show because he's injured. Because he's got the really bad arm from the Mania match with Brock. The only problem is, how do you hold a pay-per-view or a premium live event and not have your biggest star on it? And that's the problem. You want him on it, but he's injured, so he can't really defend the titles or do anything because he's injured. Like, he can probably take some bumps, but you don't want to have him take too many bumps because he's still legit injured, so you got to find a way to protect him. And what do you do when someone is maybe hurt or you want to protect them? You put him in a tag team.
Throw him in a tag.
Especially
a 6-man tag.
Mm-hmm. Where Roman doesn't have to do any of the work, but he'll take the pin, and you've solved your own issue. Essentially, you have your face of the company in a main event spot on a show, which will help sell last minute tickets. But the only issue is it's at the behest of where we're getting a tag team unification. So here's what I think is going to happen, but they have not announced yet, and they didn't announce it on Raw, which I was hoping they would do, but they might do it on SmackDown. I think they're going to turn this into a winner-takes-all match where Roman's titles and the tag titles are all the titles are on the line.
They have to. They have to do that to make anyone care.
Because Drew's not going to face Roman in a 6-man tag if he doesn't get something out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck is Drew there? So my prediction is that they're trying to make WrestleMania Backlash main event something worth watching. And they're going to put all 4 titles on the line. The Universal, the World title, or the WWE Championship, the Raw tags, and the SmackDown tags. That's something worth talking about. The Bloodline still wins.
Yeah, talk about booking yourself out of a jam right there. I think that's smart.
Yeah, I hope that's
that's what I would do as well.
Yeah, I hope that's what they do. Because I think the end goal of this is that at the end, you're going to see Roman and the Usos holding up 6 fucking titles in the air. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In the book,
which is a great visual.
Yeah.
On a nothing pay-per-view, which is the best part about it.
Yeah, on a nothing pay-per-view. We need to get Kay back in here. Do we lose Kay? Nothing. Okay, let's...
His pay-per-view don't mean shit.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Like, you could just be like, take out the backlash, just watch WrestleMania. Just watch WrestleMania, literally.
Yeah, dude. Well, you know what? They should just call it last year's WrestleMania. Just play that instead.
It's WrestleMania Backlash should just be all of WrestleMania matches from from their edits.
Yeah, Backlash isn't even that bad of a name. Like, why are they calling it WrestleMania Backlash?
I know my thought last year was that they're just trying to market out the WrestleMania name more, but you don't need to.
Yeah, just jerk it off. You had 2 days of it and like $2 billion. All right, you don't. It's that your balls are empty. All right, go back tomorrow. Yeah. Go rejoice.
Yeah, Backlash. I love the name Backlash itself. I thought it was great. You know.
Yeah, and it fit.
Yeah, it's the revenge. It's the revenge pay-per-view.
It's the backlash from the whiplash.
Exactly. So Bloodline wins. Hopefully, it's a unification for everything. We'll see what happens. Next up, we have the most underwhelming women's title match probably in history. Charlotte putting her SmackDown Women's title on line against Ronda in what is now going to be an I Quit match. Huh.
Yeah, dude, I still can't believe that Ronda Rousey is just so bad.
This feud is
Like,
really bad.
She's like hard to watch, which is crazy because her first run was incredible.
Yeah.
It's like talk about a sophomore slump.
She had a Hall of Fame run in a year.
Yeah, legitimately.
Yeah.
And she main event WrestleMania legitimately, and she deserved it. Fight me on that. I'll fight anyone on it. But now it's just like, yo, you need to go to NXT, man.
Which unfortunately will never happen, but she does need to do some work in the PC.
You need to hit that PC again because the match was okay, but like your presence is gone, your promos are abysmal, and you can't even like tap out Drew Gulak correctly.
That's the only thing that's saving this feud for me is that I love Drew Gulak, and I hope
he's great.
I hope he keeps his job doing whatever they tell him to do.
He's funny. And Charlotte's trying, dude. Charlotte's trying to carry her through this program. But even Charlotte's promos, they're kind of boring.
Because you've heard it before.
Yeah, it's just her cadence. Like, I am annoyed by how Charlotte cuts her promos.
You got the head.
And she talks like this.
You got the head movement in there, too, which is really good.
Yeah, it's just like, Charlotte, I'm not booing you because I don't like you. I'm booing you because you're fucking obnoxious. It's just, she's too over the, I think she's too over the top. And I don't think her promos are that great.
No. I mean,
If you put her on the Bret Hart scale, she's probably like a 20, 25 or 26.
And it's there's a time for her to be loud and, like, she can overpower the crowd, but she doesn't need to because, like, her presence already, like, gives a bad taste in people's mouths, and so she should kind of play off that.
I was fixing my bra! Oh!
Yeah, no, that boob was all the way out at Mania.
Yeah, dude, because them tickle bigs are nice and fake. But Rhonda, you just can't admit that I am better than you! It's like, oh my god. It's like, Charlotte, shut the fuck up, right? You're not your dad.
The best thing that could happen from this match is if they did an I Quit style match from that The Rock and Foley did. It will not happen.
Who gets handcuffed and bashed over
Whose
the head?
Whose audio do they do for I Quit?
Oh, you're thinking that?
Yeah.
That's the finish they do?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the whole like headshots to the face and handcuffs.
I mean, no, I did mean the whole thing, but I just simply wanted to
Okay, I was
finish
gonna say because it can't be Charlotte because her plastic face would just break in half. So it has to be Ronda. At least she's not made of plastic.
She looked like Harvey Dent.
Yeah, dude. He's not sorry. Not yet.
Maybe that should be Charlotte's character evolution. She gets have her face burned, and she starts flipping a two-sided coin for all of her matches.
She flips the coin. She give me a head. She's a bitch. Tail. She's a mega bitch.
Exactly.
But who wins this? I'm assuming Ronda, but I don't know. I can't see. I mean, don't get me wrong. Heels never win I Quit matches. Find me one.
No. I can't find you one.
That's the problem with an I Quit match.
Well, except for the one where The Rock beat him. The Rock beat Mankind. The Rock was the heel.
That's true. Well, okay, so
but it was a screw job finish.
Like, okay, we can't do that shit again.
Here's what I want to happen. I want them to like use a dubbed audio, but it's not like Charlotte. It's like Drew Gulak.
I quit. No, they just use Mick Foley's from '99.
That'd be great. But yeah, I guess Ronda. I think it's the question is who does Fox want more?
That's a great question. I would say Charlotte, to be honest. Because Charlotte's in-ring work, don't get me wrong, is still a 10.
Yeah.
She's a 10 there. She's like a 10 on the look. And she's probably about a 6 on the mic.
Yeah. But you can make an argument for Ronda, too, just based on her she has pop culture appeal.
Yeah. I think Ronda should stay on Fox.
Yeah.
I do. I think Charlotte can go. I honestly think they really should unify all the titles and just bounce them. All the champions go on both shows.
I remember that argument. I like it. I like the argument, to be honest with you.
I think it just makes the most sense. I also think it would generate the most cash.
Yeah, I think your world champions go on both shows. Your mid-carders stay. So, like, your IC can be specific to...
Yeah, I think IC and US can be specific.
Yeah.
I definitely think it can be specific. And it lets you highlight the mid-card.
It highlights the mid-card titles more because the champion can be on another show at any point.
Yeah, dude, you need less titles. And fucking ditch those women tag titles. They're awful.
I hate the women's tag.
This Shasa Banks is just on TV, and she loves shaking her hips.
Yeah.
That's all she does. The past, 6 weeks of television has been Sasha shaking her hips. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying about it.
Sasha and Naomi. Listen, dude, they're trying, but I guess, I mean, I'm going to say Ronda wins.
I'm going to say Ronda as well.
You know, because they still want to make Ronda look strong. They might have plans for Ronda. And if Ronda does have the titles, you don't necessarily need Charlotte to keep carrying her through good matches because you also have Sasha who's on there.
I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. Summer's coming, and we need a hot summer feud, and Bianca Charlotte sounds like a phenomenal SummerSlam match.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, the Bianca Charlotte sounds like a great SummerSlam match. And then I would love to see Sasha Ronda as a SummerSlam match. They did fight at Royal Rumble during Ronda's first run.
No, I 100% agree. Oh, hell, even a Ronda Bailey.
I think that also would work as well, too.
I mean, Bailey's going to carry the fuck out of Ronda on the mic work, but Bailey can do that. She's a great heel, which is very weird to say, but she is a great heel.
Yeah, Bailey's, I can't wait till Bailey comes back. Like, I cannot wait.
I hope she comes back as a hugger, and then immediately before she even says anything, just destroys the Bailey buddies again. This does the turn all over again.
Imagine if she's like a hugger. Like here's what I want to happen. She comes back as hugger Bailey, and then she's like hugging everybody in the crowd. She goes to give Michael Cole a hug, and then she just annihilates Cole.
Just beats the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
The crowd cheers. The crowd cheers even harder.
Yeah.
Bailey.
Well, it would go full circle for when she hated him during the pandemics.
No, dude, she just needs to backhand Izzy. That's all she needs to do.
Izzy's, I think,
not even a slap, a backhand.
Izzy's almost becoming like is going to be able to get a contract in like 3 years.
I mean, Izzy still needs to graduate high school, all right?
I said, in like 3 years, she's going to be able to get a contract, yeah.
Yeah.
That's...
Dude, people are going to... Well, the marks are going to boo her out of the building because they're fucking jealous.
It's just a shame. I love this.
Like, if you're a mark and you hate Izzy, you're just jealous, and you can say
Seriously.
it. I'll say it. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of Izzy. I'll say it.
Yeah.
I love my life.
Her life just happens to be a lot better. She probably has a blue check on Twitter, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's better. Yeah. It is better.
She might even have a blue check on Twitter yet. I don't know. I'd have to actually double check that. But yeah, I think, Ronda wins, and we'll see what happens with Charlotte, because Charlotte might move shows. Charlotte needs to change the scenery, to be honest with you. Moving on to what will probably, quote-unquote, steal the show yet again, Adrenaline in My Soul, Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins, who did not go to the Met Gala, surprisingly enough, which I thought was a missed opportunity.
Dude, he should have just went with a dress that said "Tax the Rich" like AOC did last year.
No, I just want Seth Rollins to come in just whatever gear he was thinking, and not even like go to the guy, just dance around the red carpet. Yeah, just go into everybody's interview and laugh and cackle, then run away.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't even pretend to care about the Met Gala. I didn't even know it was this week. I had no idea.
I had no idea until I turned on the Twitter on Monday for Raw.
Like, why? What's the Met Gala? What's it even for?
I don't know.
What does it actually do?
I honestly don't know.
I know the correspondence dinner, which is also something that's really stupid.
It's for the press.
Happened this week, but at least I can say Trevor Noah was funny, which is the first.
I think Trevor Noah was hysterical. That's a topic for the post show.
Yes, for sure.
But back to Cody and Seth. I do like how this is going. Seth's being Seth and talking about Dusty a lot, and Cody's being Cody, and Because they fit, they work well together. I don't know if they're going to be able to beat their match at Mania though, because their match at Mania was fan-fucking-tastic.
Mm.
You know, and I don't think besides Bianca and Becca, there was not a better match on that card for both nights than Seth and Cody. But my thing is, you want to get so. Here's the thing, like you said, the summer's coming up. So we have WrestleMania Backlash right now, early May. Within a month or two, Money in the Bank's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have SummerSlam at the end of July. So either this feud is continuing up until Money in the Bank, or this is ending right now. And
I think it ends because I think Cody goes 2-0. It's like, Seth, how can you like say you need another match when you lost 2 in a row and you had time to prepare, which was your previous excuse?
Yeah, I think Cody does go 2-0 as well, because this Cody train Cody's on fire right now.
It's running hot.
He's running hot.
He does make Raw appointment TV.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't watch Raw this week, but I heard good things, and I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, Seth took a good shot at Cody. He mentioned Dusty.
Did Triple H and Shane come out? Did I just imagine that?
You just imagined that.
Okay. I saw Finn Balor two-sweeting Triple H and Shane McMahon on it looked like it happened on Raw.
No. We'll get to that. There was a two-sweet that happened with Finn Balor, but it was not to Shane or Triple H.
It was with AJ.
It was with AJ, yes.
Okay, because I was like, why is Triple H and Shane on this GIF I'm seeing on Bleach Report? I thought it was like what happened on Raw. I'm glad that didn't happen.
So not only on Monday was it Met Gala Day, it was also Bullet Club anniversary. You know, the faction that was cool that no one cares about anymore because the Elite ruined it?
I think people don't care as much. I mean, they're going to pretend they care. There's going to be a big group of people who pretend to care, but they don't care.
Yeah, I do not care about Bullet Club anymore.
I never cared about Bullet Club because...
You're not that happy of a mark.
Yeah, but... Yeah, Bullet Club hasn't been relevant.
Since AEW was founded.
No, since before that even. Like, since, I guess, Hangman or Kenny left the Bullet Club, or whatever. When
they left the fun AEW.
Yes, sure, yeah.
Yeah. When they all left, because that's exactly what happened. Pretty much since before the first All In.
Yeah.
It's been happening. They haven't been relevant. It's a shame, because a Bullet Club is like of factions in wrestling, of especially my time in wrestling. There is the NWO, there's DX, and then there's fucking Renegade Bullet Club.
Yeah. Then there's Aces and Eights
and Undisputed Era, and I also had Undisputed Era because God damn it, they had a fantastic run.
And the Horsemen, yeah. If you gotta name top 10 like factions, even top 5, Bullet Club's definitely in there.
Yeah, absolutely, and because I think it's because the Bullet Club stayed by specific rules for such a long time that it worked.
And it went cross promotional.
Yes, that's what made them so big
for so long. And one of those promotions wasn't WWE,
and it worked on all promotions.
It worked on all promotions, and it did the job what wrestling's supposed to do. It brought in casual people.
Mm-hmm. Casual people,
even if they never watched, people who bought Bullet Club merch
never watched Bullet Club.
Never watched wrestling.
It's one of the highest selling shirts of all time in wrestling history.
Yeah, just crazy. It makes sense though. Americans love bullets and clubs.
Yeah, put them together. Bullet Club started by someone in the UK. So I love shout out to Finn Balor. But yeah, I think Cody wins this. He moves on. And he moves on to someone or something. Who knows what's going to happen. Let's move on to, speaking of a Bullet Club member, AJ Styles versus Edge, who is the leader of Judgment Day. And lo and behold, Damian Priest is officially barred from ringside because AJ Styles beat Damian at the end of Raw. And then also, once AJ Styles beat Damian, Edge and Damian went to beat up AJ Styles. And that's when Finn Balor came in for the save. And so here's what I think it is, and I think WWE showed their hand. We keep on talking about Rhea Ripley being the third person for Judgment Day, but the story sets itself up for Finn turning on AJ and Finn joining Edge and Priest.
Oh, they have a demon.
Yeah.
He just becomes their Butch, but cool.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Or they just have a new tag team.
It's
it's
either Edge, it's either AJ and Balor are a tag team, or Balor's turning on AJ.
Yeah, I could see Balor turning. I think it fits.
You got to give him something to do, and because he's not doing it by himself.
Damian Priest can't eat all the L's.
No, and I think Balor turning is good because one, he can be the Balor that he was in his second run in NXT without having to speak.
He's good at speaking.
But Edge is a better speaker.
Edge is a great speaker.
I mean,
Damian can shut the fuck up.
You know, Brock's a good speaker too, but Paul Heyman's better.
Brock was never a good speaker.
Brock is a decent speaker, but like
until his last run, he shocks the world. It's like, oh wow, okay. Like remember when he came back in 2012? Like he cut an awful promo, and allegedly he came backstage. Was like, I need my Jew, and that's what brought back Paul Heyman.
Really?
Yeah, like apparently that's what really happened. Like when he came back and like lost to Cena, he tried cutting a promo, did so bad. He came back to Red Vince, like, bring me my Jew, and he meant Paul Heyman.
I'm not surprised that story.
I hope it's true. It's a great story. A great story. And that's what brought Paul Heyman back to the company.
Well, there you go. I'm fine with that. But for this match, I mean, I get the backstabbing and all of that stuff, whether it's going to be Balor, whether it's going to be Rhea Ripley eventually joining, or what have you. I just want to see them do a match that's not interfered by anybody. Because the one thing that ruined the Edge and AJ match of Mania was the fact that Damian Priest randomly showed up. Like, this could have been done on Raw.
Yeah, agreed. Like, when you have a dream match, don't do Gaga.
Yeah.
Don't do a dusty finish. Don't do shenanigans. Don't even do a fucking ref bump.
Just let them fight.
Like, when you have a dream match, let's let the marks dream.
Yeah. Like, I mean, because AJ can put on dream matches. Like, Cena AJ from SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Is a perfect match.
It's like Rock Hogan isn't a good example. Would you do Rock Hogan with like a finish like that?
No, absolutely not.
No, like would you have like Scott Hall come out and like he turns on Hulk?
I mean, it was after the match, but like I wouldn't do it during the match. But yeah, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do it after the match.
You just let the match speak for itself.
Let the match speak exactly.
Let the match speak for itself. Let it breathe.
And they did the exact same thing with Shinsuke and AJ.
With the low blow.
Yeah, and they soiled the dream match. They did it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it a third time.
Yeah.
I mean, like AJ and Shinsuke had a bunch of matches after that, but
they kept on kicking each other in the nuts.
I think they all had schmoz finishes.
Yeah, because they kept on kicking each other in the nuts.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid.
Stop kicking each other in the nuts. Just have the match.
Yeah, just have the match.
Just have the match. Who comes out of this? Edge. Again, this is number 2-0. Edge wins.
Yeah, Edge is great. Fucking love Edge.
Either Edge wins because Balor turns on AJ, or Edge wins flat out. But Edge wins, which is a shame because I would love to see AJ beat Edge. But it's one of those things. Edge wins. You got to push this new faction. So, and AJ can take a loss because AJ's forever over, and you're never going to stop AJ Styles.
Yep.
So, moving on to Omos and Bobby.
Who gives a shit?
Not an arm wrestling match.
Who gives a shit?
They gave Bobby his like holier than thou entrance now. Like, did you watch?
I mean, that's fine. That's fine.
Did you?
He needs a better entrance.
Well, do you remember? It's the entrance that they had at the last Saudi show, where he's on like a little pedestal, and like they shine like a bright light, and it's kind of like this like choir like singing behind.
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. It's a dope entrance.
Dude, his entrances keeps getting better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Like the music is great, like the lightning's great, like the visual effects they have, like those 4K rendering, whatever it is, the 4D rendering is all great. Like they make this guy look like fucking black Jesus.
It took them a couple years. They figured out how to present Bobby.
Yeah, they found it.
Mhm.
They just give him some time. He's not showing his ass anymore with Leo Rush.
Bobby.
He's not in a stupid gimmick with his sisters.
Oh.
It's just like finally, it's like it's Vince has finally fucking listened.
Mm-hmm. And it's better for it. I mean, the problem is
Yeah.
they're going to get almost over. That's why MVP moved.
It's a Hall of Fame run right here. It's a Hall of Fame run for Bobby Lashley.
Absolutely, yeah. 2-time champion.
Yeah.
He won the first WrestleMania in front of crowds after the pandemic. Won the first WrestleMania match in front of crowds after the pandemic.
Yep.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley's a Hall of Famer. Like, very easily.
Hands down. Yeah,
very
definitely.
easily. But I think almost beats him here, because
Yes.
yeah, almost beats him. MVP's in this corner, and MVP's probably one of the most underrated managers in wrestling history.
Definitely. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
And MVP is a big reason why Bobby Lashley has been presented so well.
Yes,
Because again, Bobby's weakness is his speaking. Although
Bobby has a list, that's why.
But his speaking has gotten, as champion, his promos went up tenfold.
It did.
He said a lot by saying little.
Mm-hmm. He kept it simple.
Exactly. And it works.
Mm-hmm.
Everything Bobby Lashley's done in the past 2 years, it just works.
Yeah, and like we said, a lot of that is due to MVP, because I think MVP was probably running politics for Bobby backstage, which probably helped him out a ton. Because I don't see Bobby as one to really, play the politics game backstage, but MVP sure as fuck is.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, MVP's a great talent. He was okay in the ring, but he was always very, very good on the mic, and he has a great mind for the business.
He's a very, very good mind, and not a lot of people know. First ever IWGP Intercontinental Champion was MVP.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's the first one. So which is a crazy accolade to have.
His story is crazy too. How he's in jail and all that shit.
Oh, you read the Bleacher Report article? I think it was.
No, I've just heard interviews with him, and his whole story is nuts.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, it's a fucking wild story.
Him and Austin need to do a Broken Skull.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah, I think that'd be really good. Him and Bubba Ray was really, really good.
I did not see I need to watch the him and Bubba Ray one.
Bubba had so much fun.
I bet he did.
Bubba ribbed him a few times too.
Because Bubba can, so. Let's move along to other stuff going on, and I think this is the last match on the card.
I forgot about this.
Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss also on this card, because gotta fill time.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Corbin's losing again, which is fine by me. I think Moss I see what they see in Moss. He is just kind of needs to get out of his comic-y gimmick and be a more serious character. Because, I see what they see in him, and also not a lot of people give Corbin credit for how talented he is. He can play a smug asshole in anything that's been given to him.
Yeah, Corbin's a great talent.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just so hateable.
Mm-hmm. Corbin, you know what it is?
He works hard.
Corbin's like a Sheamus. You don't appreciate him until later on.
That's a great way of putting it. That is Sheamus is also not appreciated.
Yeah, Sheamus is not appreciated at all. He needs to come back.
Corbin's very underrated.
Yes, he is. You think about this man had his finisher not get kicked out of for almost his entire career up until a couple.
And nobody knew.
Yeah.
I was just like, Michael Cole was like, I think it's the first time I got kicked out. It's like, is it?
Mm-hmm. It was
I was like, I guess it is.
The most protected finisher in all of WWE. And he actually went on record saying, I would have rather had no one kick out of my finisher than to ever win a world title.
Damn, that's bold.
But there's something to be said about that.
There is, but they never promoted that.
That
that was why I was so
yeah.
out of left field.
Mm-hmm.
They never promoted that. It's like Sam Roberts is going through history. It's like, hey, did you notice that Owens kicked out of Corbin's finisher? And Corbin was like, hey Vince, did you hear that? The nerd said something. Pay attention. And Vince was like, huh? Oh shit!
He's got to come.
Guess who's kicking out of Mania?
He's got to come out one of these days and be like, so whose decision was it for to have Drew kick out of the end of days?
Probably Corbin's, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they're both very good friends in real life.
Yeah, Corbin's also a fantastic cook. If you've ever seen any of his videos, he
works it out with people.
He does love his red meat. Yeah, I'm still just very surprised because I think about like, wait, no one kicked out of it because like I even remember when he put the end of days on Becky Lynch, but like he didn't pin her afterwards. It became like a mayhem. But Becky never kicked out. Becky was knocked the fuck out. That's why.
Pinfalls have probably been broken up, but no one's actually kicked out.
No one's kicked out clean until Drew did it. And Corbin's been around for a long time.
Since like 2013.
Yeah. Almost 10 years and no one kicked out of this?
That's wild, dude. That's That's pretty wild.
Honestly, that's a Hall of Fame accolade in and of itself.
I do think Baron Corbin, if he sticks around a few more years, I do think he's probably a Hall of Famer in like 15, 20 years from now.
You know what I think will happen with Corbin? He's going to get that late JBL championship run.
Dude, I hope so. Because I honestly think he deserves it.
They're gonna run him around a little for a couple more years. Because he did fuck up his one chance when he got the Money in the Bank and did his shit backstage. But I think he is gonna be rewarded and get that JBL style kind of run. Where he's just hated and some hot babyface is gonna take him out eventually. But he's gonna run.
And Dominic's gonna take him out, right? Eddie's real son. Yeah.
Pretty much. Wait, I don't think Kay's coming back at this point. But yeah, that's for as of right now, that's all we know for WrestleMania Backlash. Is those 6 matches. It's going to be this Sunday on Mother's Day, of all days. So watch Wrestling with Your Mom this week. You know.
Hell no. Absolutely not.
Watch Wrestling with Your Mom. I'm honestly not expecting much for this, especially if they don't change the main event. So I'm going to go with, out of 10 crowns, 10 being the highest, I'm going to go with 6.5, actually.
You took the words right out of my mouth, 6.5.
I was actually going to go for 7. I was like, let's drop it down another notch.
Yeah, I want to be surprised when I watch it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 6.5 out of 10 matches. And I don't expect much from this pay-per-view. Let's put it that way. I do not expect much at all. Especially with so much going on. The Yankees have won like 700 wins in a row.
11.
You know,
they're losing right now, but they've won 11 in a row.
The NHL playoffs are going on. The NBA playoffs are going on. There's a lot of non-wrestling.
What is happening in the NBA playoffs? What's happening with Draymond right now?
Yeah, people need to stop talking about Draymond. And they need the NBA reps need to stop harassing Draymond. And that's another topic for when we do the post show. But besides that, there's really nothing else in wrestling. We've pretty much covered everything. Like I was telling Kay before Kay left via the Force, was that, you know, AEW's kind of in a holding pattern until like their big events.
Yeah.
So there's never really a comment on there.
Although I do love the Sports Entertainers, Jericho's faction.
He made a new faction called the Sports Entertainers.
So no, it's the Jericho Appreciation Society, but their gimmick is that they're not wrestlers or sports entertainers, and they take out wrestlers. It's like, you know how like in the 90s, like, the signature was the World Wrestling Federation, the primary figure in sports entertainment.
Yeah.
It's the guy from like 2.0. He's like, we are the Jericho Appreciation Society, the primary force of sports entertainers.
Wow.
And then it's Judas. It's so funny. it's great because Eddie Kingston was just, Jericho cut a promo last week. It was just like, we're gonna put a hit on Eddie Kingston. Eddie's like, oh, you're gonna put a hit on us? You're gonna put it? You know what that means, Chris? You know what that means, Chris? That means you put us in the ground. And look at me, Chris. Look at me, Chris. We've put people in the fucking ground.
I love Eddie Kingston.
It's just like Eddie Kingston has cut a mean promo. Like their storyline, like it's It's very enjoyable. Sammy and Scorpio Sky are flip-flopping a title.
Scorpio
and
Sky won last week, right?
Yeah, he won a ladder match. Great match. And Sammy Guevara is just doing his best Edge impression. It's pretty great.
Is he
fun.
like? Are we talking like early Edge where he's running around the crowd and he doesn't say a thing?
No. Like Edge and Lita.
Oh, him and Tay Conti.
Yeah. Hangman has COVID, so that's fun.
He's still out?
Dax, he was still out. Which one's Dawson? Which one's
Dax?
Dash? Had a phenomenal match.
The Owen Hart qualifier, correct?
Yeah, that was a great match. Punk on commentary is also great. I like what they're doing with Wheeler Yuta. He's super over. Like, I like that Bryan and Moxley are, they're main event stars, but they're on TV in a creative way to get over this Wheeler Yuta kid with William Regal.
What's the name of their club again? It's something Combat Club?
It's like
BCC or something like that?
BCC, British
Combat Club
or something like that.
I love the name. Like, I think the name's fantastic.
Like, it works.
Mm-hmm.
It all works. So AEW is doing some really good stuff. House of Black stuff I just couldn't pretend to care about. The Undisputed Era's there. They're with the Young Bucks. They're just there. Christian's getting ready to turn on Jungle Boy.
Undisputed Elite, correct?
Undisputed Elite, yeah. Like, a lot of good things are happening in AEW right now.
Yeah,
it's exciting. It's very exciting.
They're just in the holding cell until they get their big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which we'll potentially have a viewing party for here or not.
Yes.
Who knows? We'll figure it out. So yeah, K Murphy, do you have anything? Oh, nothing? Sorry, that was a lot, K.
Yeah, that must have been off when your ears, people.
Yeah, we definitely apologize for that. So with that being said, maybe K Murphy will show up on the post show. Who the fuck knows? But if not, let's keep that music and get out of here. It's a short show this week, folks. So, and besides, I have the season finale of Moon Knight to watch, as well as Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, bitch, is coming out this weekend. So let's do the damn thing. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to episode 291 of the Kings of the Rings podcast.
The Codpass?
Yeah, podcast, Stardust Wars. I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets. BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs. Kings of the Rings podcast on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter at KOTR_podcast, on YouTube, on Twitch, and on Discord as well. Like, share, subscribe, leave us some 5-star reviews wherever you listen to your podcast, and you should subscribe and listen to us each and every week by subscribing to Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, our network location, and you can follow Wrestle Addict Radio's Twitter at addict_wrestle and Wrestle Addict Radio on Facebook and Instagram. The links to all of our stuff, including some of our exclusive merchandise, is in the description below wherever you are listening or watching this, obviously. For K Murphy has been struck down by the Force, so, THEKAE Murphy at whatever K stuff is. And, yeah, Will Tarashuk, take it away.
Jason Thomas, ARASH, United Kingdom champion. That is me, Will Tarashuk, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, you know where to find all my stuff by now. But my new podcast, Talking with Tarashuk, where I speak to people, anyone I find interesting, including K Murphy, who was a guest on that podcast, Mr. Fretz, who was also a guest on that podcast. If you want to be a guest on that podcast, you know where to find me, at Will Tarashuk. Also, we will be live every Monday.
Ooh.
Soon. Very soon.
Ooh.
We just got to kind of figure out a few different things, figure out some remote guests, where the point is, we just ask random questions and let chaos ensue for as long as I want to go. We can go 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours until I fall asleep on air. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You should fall.
Rick, you're going to like that.
You should fall.
You're going to like that one.
You should fall asleep on it. That'd be great. I should probably put it on since I work from home and stuff too. So when we come back next week, folks, hopefully Kay has fixed their internet. Hopefully WrestleMania Backlash has surprised us, and hopefully we'll have something more significant to talk about with AEW or anything else going on in the world of wrestling. But before the night ends, obviously, may the 4th be with you. Watch out for Revenge of the Sex. Be safe on Cinco de Mayo. Go Yankees. And, fuck you, Slack. Goodbye. Good night. We'll see you next week. All right. We are here for our post show. I love the memes that we got for this post show right now. The one that you saw with the guy fighting about some fans at AEW, some fans at WWE. But anyway,
And we all hit
back.
I saw that on Facebook. I was like, oh, that's great.
I found this one on Facebook too about the Kenny Omega one.
Oh my God. People are so sick.
Oh man. But yeah, I saw the highlights of Trevor Noah's White House correspondence thing, and I thought from what I saw, it was really funny.
So here's the thing about Trevor Noah. Before he did the Daily Show, he was really funny.
I loved. Did you ever listen to his stand-up when he did the Daily Show? Before Daily Show?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's actually a really good comic.
Yeah.
It's just nice now that he's on like the Daily Show and part of that corporate sphere. He sold out. Like Colbert isn't funny anymore.
I haven't watched Colbert on CBS. Is it CBS that he's on?
I think so. It's just he's a shell of his former self, and Trevor Noah is just like he's funny, but like the Daily Show just isn't funny.
I've always thought the Daily Show was hysterical, even when Jon Stewart was on it.
Jon Stewart's funny. Jon Stewart's still funny in his show.
I found out Jon Stewart has a Twitter, and it's incredible.
Dude, his podcast and his show on Apple TV or whatever is amazing.
I heard his show on Apple Plus was really good.
Yeah, he's tremendous. He's a really smart guy.
He always has been a really smart guy. Always has been. You ever watch Jon Stewart's last episode of a Daily Show? It's really good. What happens on that show is that he all of his, you know how he always had like a random correspondent?
Uh-huh.
All of the correspondents come back and do segments like rapid fire.
That's funny.
But like you realize all the people who correspond are now like famous comedians.
Yeah, John Oliver.
Mm-hmm. They all come back, and then at one point Trevor Noah walks in and he's measuring everything.
That's really funny. That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I always enjoy Trevor Noah. I do like when he was talking about, he's like, don't worry, I'm going to be good. He looks at Biden's like, I'm good, right? He's like, listen, guys, I insulted the president, and I'm still good. He turns, he's like, I'm good, right? Like, you're not going to kill me.
Not going to kill me.
Oh.
Dude, the ending when he's just like, if there's an emergency, make sure you evacuate quickly. I know some of you have problems doing that. You're just like, whoa, you was made a war joke.
Oh, man. Jon Stewart was the best celebrity guest at SummerSlam. I will say he was great, but Stephen Amell was a better for in-ring wrestling.
Oh, yeah, that Jon Stewart can't wrestle.
Yeah, no. But I also love that Jon Stewart retired from the Daily Show, like that Wednesday, and his first public appearance was at SummerSlam.
Was wrestling.
I was like, wow, you're really letting the cat out of the bag, John, aren't you? Oh man, Jon Stewart had some great Daily Show takes. Remember the time on the Daily Show where it was like him, Colbert, and Conan, and they all went on everybody's shows, like on the same night?
No, I did not know that. I didn't know Conan was part of the Daily Show.
He wasn't. They had this.
He showed up?
They had these feuds going on between the three shows, and they all showed up on each other's shows.
God, it's amazing.
You also realize how fucking huge Conan O'Brien is.
He's tall.
Yeah, he's very tall.
Lanky.
He is very, very tall. So what were we going to talk? We were going to talk about Jon Stewart. What was the other story that you want to... Not Jon Stewart. Trevor Noah. What was the other story you want to talk about? Because I totally...
Oh, Draymond. What the hell's happening with Draymond?
Oh, so they kicked the whole Warriors and Memphis Grizzlies series is still very physical in and of itself. Draymond gets a bad rep for being a physical player because he's a physical player, and the NBA these days doesn't...
Basketball is a physical sport, first of all.
Yeah, yeah. But the NBA doesn't like physicality. It's...
Pussies.
Yeah, you know, they flop like soccer players now, which I still annoys me.
I get that.
You know, to an extent. So, Draymond got kicked out of game one the other day. So some guy tries to go up for like a layup and Draymond, or a shot. Draymond tries to essentially block and misses. And on the way down, as I guess the guy was still going up, Draymond's hand, he's so close that Draymond's hand gets caught in the guy's jersey. And by default, the guy gets pulled down by Draymond's like force going down to the ground.
Right, gravity.
You know, and in the motion, still Draymond notices this, and he tries to catch him so he doesn't hit his head.
Right.
You know, it's like he tries to catch him, but he doesn't hit his head, and they called a flagrant 2 and kicked him out of the game.
Damn. Aggressive.
I was like, come on, bro, like really. But that's NBA refs for you. Once you get like, I mean, they do the same shit with Rasheed Wallace all the time.
Yeah, dude, there's dramatic.
Yeah.
Basketball players are dramatic, even off the court.
They used to not be dramatic, which is like Jordan era, they weren't dramatic. They were just like, if they had a problem with you, they just beat
they
your
were mad.
Yeah.
They were mad.
They would beat your ass on the court. There is a great, I gotta send you a video. There's a great video that came out about Kevin Garnett. Because you know how Kevin Garnett was a legendary trash talker.
Yes, of course.
You know one person he never talked trash to?
Michael Jordan. Never talk trash to Michael Jordan.
He tells a story about when he was a rookie and they were in Chicago. And and he was having a phenomenal game leading up to the third quarter against Jordan. And he starts yapping and Jordan can hear him. And one of his older teammates is like, shut the fuck up. like stop talking. Jordan hadn't had a great game at that point. But Kevin Garnett is so hyped because he's having such a good game. And it got so bad that Jordan like had his hands on. He's like, oh yeah, that's how you feel. Oh yeah, and like Kevin Garnett's.
I'll show you, bitch.
But no, Kevin Garnett said that his teammate walked over to Michael's like, Michael, be easy on him. He doesn't know the rules. He's just a rookie.
He's just a boy.
He's just a boy. He said out of nowhere, like Jordan scored like 15 quick points.
Yeah, dude, he'll do that. He can do that.
Kevin Garnett was like, you know that feeling where like you're just running back and forth in basketball, you just don't get a break because they just keep scoring, you just going back and forth. He goes, that happened like 5 times in a row. He's like, eventually I went back to the bench and I was exhausted.
Dude, he's like Michael Jordan's like the most competitive person to ever exist.
Oh yeah, I did a study on him, on his personality in college. He does not like to lose. It is fucking amazing. You haven't? Were you the one I told about? You need to see The Last Dance.
Yeah, I still have to watch it.
Mm-hmm. There's a game when around Jordan's junior year or something like that. He goes up against the Celtics, like the Celtics of the '80s, in a playoff game at Boston Garden, at old Boston Garden. You know, before
the original
Boston Garden, against Larry Bird, McHale, all of those motherfuckers. Okay, Jordan dropped 69 on them in a playoff game.
Oh my god!
That they lost and no one talked about
it. He dropped 69 and they fucking lost.
Yeah, and they lost in double OT, I think, or in overtime.
Good god!
But he played so well. Like they talk about in The Last Dance about how no one could stop him. They kept switching defenders on him, and nobody can keep up with him.
Dude, that's so aggressive.
There is one highlight of it where he makes Larry Bird look like a kid out of the YMCA. Like he was just it's gross. Like you almost watch Larry Bird fall. And Larry Bird has a famous quote after that game. He goes, "That wasn't Michael Jordan. That was God dressed as Michael Jordan."
Yeah, God took over.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be able to do the things he can do.
No. And it was funny. He played golf that morning.
Even better. It's okay though. LeBron James is still better.
Stop it.
Sacrilege. Sacrilege.
Stop with that noise.
I mean, it's things like that though, which legitimately make Michael Jordan better. He has that. I don't think LeBron has that killer instinct.
LeBron never had killer instinct. He can't.
He's too much of a pussy.
Actually, here's the best quote that I heard. It's in The Last Dance too. It's from Roy Williams, who was the one that recruited Jordan to North Carolina, because he was an assistant under Dean Smith, and then Roy ended up a couple years down the road becoming the head coach of North Carolina, winning like 2 national titles. But Roy Williams said Michael Jordan is the only player that I ever saw that could turn it on and off whenever he wanted to, and he never turned it off.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So if he never turned it off, how did you know he could?
If
he never turned it off, how do you know he could?
I have no clue. Very good question, though. Fretch, give me the name of that book, because I would like to read that as well, even though I know kind of the ins and outs of it. Fretch was reading a book about the NBA COVID bubble the other week. He said it was really good.
That's interesting, because how they did that was really creative.
It was brilliant. It was fucking brilliant, actually. And, I mean, they're also just lucky that they have fucking ESPN and Disney, where they're like, oh, yeah, Disney has, like, this whole facility of fucking basketball courts in the middle of Florida.
Like, Christ, you guys should be advising the president.
We've
made this NBA dub bubble. You should replace Dr. Fauci.
Oh, it's called Bubble Ball? All right, that makes sense. But yeah, I love Draymond. There was
he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. There was
I saw him at work once. He
really?
was there to ring one of the bells.
He's like
no, he was there for an IPO.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, there was I was watching a highlight because JJ Redick was on like NBA First Take with like Mad Dog. And Mad Dog, who's old as fuck, was like, oh, Draymond needs to stop talking, because Draymond went on his podcast like after he got kicked out and was telling them about grieving his, flexing his grievances. And Mad Dog was like, oh, he needs to shut up and dribble. And JJ's like, no, fuck you. Like, he does not need to shut up and dribble. Like, people want to hear what Draymond has to say. That's why he signed a deal with TNT.
Right.
Like, Andre the Giant has a book? Huh.
Like that he wrote?
I
or?
doubt it. I doubt Andre wrote a book.
Yeah, I also doubt. I don't think he can hold a pencil.
Also, I cannot wait. I want to see what Austin really digs into with his Broken Skull sessions.
With Cody?
Yeah. Honestly, the Austin Broken Skull sessions is what's really carrying Peacock at this moment.
Oh, hands down.
Because he just has huge guest after huge guest. Like, I can't even keep up. Like,
the Lito one was pretty good, too.
I wish they released it as a podcast.
Like, just the audio?
The audio of it, yeah.
They should. I don't know why. Well, because it's on Peacock, that's why. It's not exclusive.
Yeah.
They probably legally cannot do that.
That sucks. Yeah, but he had a 30 seconds. He did a promo video of like 30 seconds with Cody Rhodes, where he asked him like random questions, and one of his first question was, "What's Cody Rhodes' favorite Zelda game?"
Did Stone Cold say it right? Or he's like, "What's his favorite Zelda?"
Well, it's really funny. Cody Rhodes said Ocarina of Time, and Stone Cold says, "Nah, dude, Breath of the Wild." I was like, "What?"
That had to be on the promo. All right. So let's fancy book this.
Mm-hmm.
Cody Rhodes and Stone Cold Steve Austin are going to talk about the nerdiest shit ever. What is it?
It's Zelda. Cody Rhodes.
What are they both nerds for? That's obviously not wrestling.
Zelda, apparently. Cody Rhodes is also a big Star Wars geek, so they're going to talk about Star Wars.
Dude, I would love it if the two of them started talking Naruto.
No way.
Hey, Stone Cold's going, Kakashi Sensei, the best one. What? Guy Lee, what? Sensei, what? Hokage, what? Orochimaru, what?
That'd be great. I'm interested to see what Cody does, and Cody's just on such an insane run too. Like, this is wild. But it's good. He went on the Indies and he grew up. And good for him. And hopefully we never have to see Brandy.
Yeah, please.
Oh my god. There is Malcolm Bivens had alright, got it, blah blah blah. Malcolm, as my phone keeps going off. Alright. Malcolm Bivens had a great reaction to his release. I gotta find it on Twitter and play it for you. Because it's absolutely hysterical. Malcolm Bivens. And he's literally doing a stand-up show tomorrow night in New York City, because that's where he's from. Here we go. So let's listen to what Malcolm Bivens had to say about his release.
I will miss out of everything. Hi, I felt the need to say something. Everyone keeps blowing my phone up. I was just about to go get some Zaxby's. But I will say, the one thing that I will miss out of everything, and it's heartbreaking to say, is Xia Li. Godspeed, baby girl. Godspeed. Hi, I felt the need to...
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. I don't blame him.
You like probably fucked.
I mean, I don't blame him if they did.
Me neither. She's gorgeous.
She is she can protect me any day.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But dude, I gotta get you to watch NXT. It's getting very interesting these days.
I'll start watching NXT once they stop changing them once they get to the main roster. There's just no point to watch.
I hope that that's not the case, that they don't do that. Came out for his match last night in his father's gear from the original Raw.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Surprised it fit.
I'm surprised it fit too, but it did for the most part.
They were yoked back then on steroids.
Yeah. They were huge. Like, you remember Scott Hall on steroids in the 80s? You ever see those pictures?
Terrifying.
Yeah. Absolutely terrifying. But NXT now, they're starting to develop a bit of a culture again. The guy who's Harlem Bravado, who's Chase U, who's Andre Chase now. He's
right.
a teacher guy. So they now have a Chase U section of the stands where everybody wears Chase U shirts and they have a Chase U flag.
So stupid.
But Harlem Bravado, aka Andre Chase, is in the crowd with them throughout the entire night.
That's funny. So his gimmick is that he's a fan?
Well, no, but he's the leader of a university.
Oh.
Chase U, and his big tagline is, "Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a teachable moment." Whenever he's about to flip on somebody. You have Joe Gacy, who apparently doesn't need anybody. Ironically, Braun Breaker's like the blandest character on NXT.
Yeah, he's just his dad.
His dad and his uncle.
Yeah, but he's not as crazy as Scott.
Well, I don't think anybody's as crazy as Scott, which is a good thing.
Scott was out of his mind.
Yeah, which is a good thing that no one's as crazy as Scott.
I don't know, dude. I could use me some Scott Steiner right now. If Scott Steiner is walking to my kitchen, I'd be like, "Yeah, what's up, Scotty?"
Do a little Steiner math.
Yeah, if he just chugged my milk and it's made a mess, I'd be like, "Yo, that's Scott Steiner, dude." Like, come on.
Oh my god, what's the Yankee score, by the way? Are they still losing?
2-1. In let's see, let me refresh this. 2-1, top 9, 1 out. Giancarlo's up.
Oh, there's a home run coming then.
He's betting two. But Giancarlo's doing okay. He's betting 258.
Did you see?
Got a few home runs.
Did you see his You see his catch the other night?
No, I didn't.
He stole an extra base hit. He actually played right field.
Dude, he's not a bad fielder. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, no, he's not a bad fielder at all.
Baltimore is winning. That's always good.
Ew. Wait, what is this? TurboTax is going to pay some money out to unfairly charged customers? I'm okay with that.
TurboTax shouldn't fucking exist.
Why do you say that? I love TurboTax.
like those they file your taxes, right?
Yeah.
So the government already knows how much you owe. Your employer sends the W-9 you get from your employer. They send to the government, or 1099 W-2, whatever you get.
Yeah.
Your employer sends a copy to the government,
Mm.
so they already know how much you owe or how much you get back. So leaving Intuit and TurboTax and all those services completely useless.
Intuit is TurboTax, but it's not. It's about all the other deductions and stuff. Like, we don't know how much you donate to charity and all this other stuff.
See, but the government could just give you
Their own
your
form.
your files, and you can review it yourself and send a revision back.
Yeah, but
Intuit and like H&R Block just lobby the government to make sure they exist because they're a $1 billion industry. The fact that we can file our taxes when the government already knows how much we owe or how much we get back, we can just challenge it. It's just the biggest middleman scam since health insurance.
I don't know if health insurance is the biggest scam.
Health insurance is an unnecessary middleman.
I agree.
They get in. They literally.
I feel like
get
insurance
in between you and your
I feel like
doctor.
insurance in general is an unnecessary middleman.
Some insurance for sure. Like I would say, like if you live if you have a beachfront property, you have like hurricane insurance, stuff like that.
Yeah, for random acts of God.
Like car insurance.
Car insurance is probably the only one I can see that's reasonable, because then you have to like dispute
Yeah.
between people and blah blah blah.
But health insurance, literally, is its job to get in between you and your doctor. That's what they are there for.
Do you think that's the reason that health costs are so astronomical as well?
It's part of it for sure. Because if no one had insurance, no one could afford healthcare, and healthcare would be super cheap. Healthcare would also probably be really shitty. Don't get me wrong, but it'd be super cheap.
Yeah. Oh, healthcare, the gift that doesn't keep on giving.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God I got healthcare.
Yeah, right? Knock on wood. Well, I found out my healthcare premiums are going up.
Mine went up. If you're on Obamacare, it's going to go up in October.
I'm not, because I...
Or what is it, Medicaid, or any of those on that fall under Obamacare, it's going to go up. Mine went up already last year.
Yeah, ours hasn't gone up, but at work, they had like a freaking town hall meeting saying that our stuff's going to go up.
Dude, I pay $91.91 a week.
A week or every 2 weeks?
A week.
Dude, what?
A week. That is just to get access to healthcare, to pay a deductible.
That's gross.
To only cover 70% once that deductible is met.
Oh, it's a 70-30 cut?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's just like, how else do you want to fuck me?
Seriously.
I'm all ears.
91.
Although, not gonna
91
lie.
a week? That's a lot, man.
Yeah, I know. It's actually 92 if you round up. But although whenever I get prescriptions or whenever I go to a doctor, everything's free. No co-pays for anything.
You have a high plan, I'm assuming? Or were your choices?
I didn't have a choice. It's just I get what I get.
Oh, okay.
That's another thing. My healthcare goes to my employer, where I don't get a choice, who is also coming in between me and my doctor.
Because I know at my current job, we had 6 plans to choose from. Because they included in-network and out-of-network coverage for the insurance as well.
Well, dude, I'm lucky because I'm a contractor, so I'm lucky I have health insurance to begin with. So it's like, it sucks, but it's manageable. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not struggling because of it.
And it sounds like it's a courtesy that the employer gave to you. Like they're like, yeah.
So I'm lucky.
Yeah,
Don't
you
get me
are.
wrong.
Because they wouldn't give it to you otherwise, usually.
They don't have to.
Yeah, they don't have
legally
to.
have to give it to me because I'm a contractor. Otherwise, I'd be paying Cobra, and Cobra is just a giant scam.
Yeah, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that at all. Yeah. No, they were breaking it down for us. They're like, yeah, you know, a lot of people, like, there was a couple of people who got sick that took up a lot of money on the insurance plan for us. I was like, oh wow, what happened last year? Were people still sick from a pandemic? What did you think was going to happen?
You should have been like, are you surprised? Like, did you not see this? Did you not plan for it? You should probably get a second job. Have you tried canceling your Netflix subscription? Or taking out a second mortgage?
Yeah, right?
Well, that's what makes me mad about the plastic bag thing.
Why?
Because, well, put it this way, right? They're banning plastic bags, which means you have to bring your own, which means you have to pay for your own. So, and food prices are going up. So we are paying more money at the grocery store for less of a service.
Or I know in New York at least, especially if they offer to give you bags, like if you don't have them. Obviously, they charge you like a 5-cent fee per bag or something like that.
Yeah, then that's not giving it to you. They should be free. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're gonna force me to do this bullshit to protect the environment, you're going after the wrong people. First of all, like, it's just bullshit. Just give me a fucking bag then.
Was really funny because my local
why
deli.
Why put this cost on a consumer when you know how much money those companies are saving from not having to provide bags?
It's always going to go on the consumer. The companies never want to do custom.
Yeah, it's fucking horseshit. It's absolute horseshit. This plastic bag ban is just a money grab. It's fucking horseshit. It's
always on the end user.
Yeah, it's a money grab for the companies and the higher ups, and it's a fucking tax on the consumer.
Although I do not miss having all of those plastic bags that you always have to reuse. Like, I don't miss having to find a place for them all the time.
Just throw them out or recycle them.
I do like my tote bags.
I have the push cart. I don't mind the push cart.
You know what? It's gotten to a point, especially because I go shopping like maybe once a month. But like that's the only issue when like you stuff everything in your tote bags, but you gotta carry it all the way to whatever. So I'm considering investing in like a push cart.
Dude, the push carts are great.
Not for going to the mall with like I put everything to, but like when I get back, bring the cart out, put all the bags in the cart, and then just do it that way.
Oh, and then this lift up the stairs. Mm-hmm. That's also a good idea.
Yeah,
because I gotta let this bad boy up 5 flights.
Yeah, no,
it's like 76 stairs.
Yeah, no, push cart.
But also that's why I have food delivered to me. Like I do dinnerly the food boxes.
Yeah.
So I get 1 box a week. I just put it on my shoulder like I'm a fucking waiter and just walk up the stairs. Mm-hmm. It's great, very easy.
Yeah, yeah. But that's the only reason I want to invest in the cart. So like put everything in the cart. Boom, we're in and out.
Yeah, the carts are useful. I'm a big fan of the cart.
Mm-hmm. You know, because really, I saw those like push carts. I always saw them on like elderly people, and I was like, oh, I get it now.
Oh yeah, no, that's because they can't walk.
Yeah,
right. For me, it's just so much more convenient.
Yeah, it really is.
I'll push it when it's empty. You know, some people fold it and carry it. No, I push it empty.
Do you really?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, that's hysterical. Oh, man. So, I keep on seeing this tweet that I saved on the post show about how the Bloodlines will break out and do the Too Cool dance one day.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. That would be so great. And then they all do spinneroonies.
That'd be too much. Like, here's what I want to see happen. Like, I want to see all of them, including, like... I want to see them, including Paul Heyman. Like, I want them to get the yellow Rikishi glasses and put them on Paul Heyman.
Dude, it's after Roman beats Rock at WrestleMania, Rikishi comes out, and then all 3 of them do the dance. and with the pyro... There's WrestleMania for you. Good night. And it's just them do.
You got the Usos out there doing the worm at the end.
Yeah, I mean, don't tell me you wouldn't love it.
It'd be amazing. It'd be absolutely amazing. It'd be so funny.
Even Meltzer would be like, you know what? That was good.
Oh my god, I saw a meme. I was watching the NFL draft last week, which isn't even must see TV, but it was something that was on Thursday last week at the bar, and the Jacksonville Jaguars, lo and behold, had the number 1 pick, of course.
Of course.
So
And Tony Khan blew it.
even better. So they show like the live feed of the War Room. There's all these guys in suits, and there's Tony fucking Khan's bitch ass in like jeans and a t-shirt hanging out. I'm like, you.
It's like an AEW t-shirt. It's a Kenny Omega t-shirt.
Something like that. I'm like,
Dell's up there with the first pick in the NFL draft. Chicago Jaguars select CM Punk.
What? I was like, Tony, I know your dad's the owner, but what the fuck are you doing in an NFL war room? Like, get out of there. Like, go run your company. I was like, because he looks so out of place. So out of place, but that is Tony Khan for you. Dude, alright, so since I want to do, like, more stadium shows, what stadiums do they go to next year?
Dude, I have no idea, to be honest. I don't know stadiums that well.
Well, the one that we know that they're going to is SoFi. What, Persia Parada? Well, she's off contract. And Persia Parada said, should I start an OnlyFans? That was a couple hours ago.
Yeah, I saw a leak from Tony Storm's OnlyFans.
Uh-huh.
On Facebook of all places.
That is a weird place for an OnlyFans leak to happen.
I was like, nice. Nice. She's in like a pencil thin thong, like a pencil thin bra, and like she's just doing a lipstick in the mirror. You can just the camera's just right on her ass.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I mean she's not gonna do nudes. I mean, I was like, wow, you were so mad when your nudes leaked a few years ago. Now look how far you've come. Pun intended.
Well, she made $10,000 in like the first hour.
Hey man, I'm not knocking her for going on OnlyFans. You make your lady. You make your money, lady.
Yeah.
You're doing it to me. You're doing the Lord's work.
Oh man, but yeah, no. The only stadium I know we're going to is SoFi Stadium, and that's WrestleMania. And Survivor Series is already going to be in Boston at the end of this year. You know that, right?
Yeah. No, SummerSlam's in Nashville.
No, I said Survivor Series.
Oh, that's right. Survivor Series in Boston.
Survivor Series in Boston. The big rumor now, because they haven't announced Rumble yet, which is very late. Well, not really late, but it's still a thing. But they're assuming right now that the big rumor is the Royal Rumble is going to go back to the Alamo Dome in San Antonio.
Ooh, it would be the 25-year anniversary of Austin's first Rumble win.
At the Alamo Dome? Or just in general?
Yeah. The 97 Rumble is at the Alamo Dome.
Interesting.
So it'd be 25 or 30, 25, right? 35? 38? I can't do math.
I don't
Let me do math.
know.
Let me do math 1 second. All right? Hit that pen. My math is definitely off, but let me just find my calculator app and just do that real quick.
I'm really...
So 2023 minus 1997 be 26. So fuck me.
Yeah. I would love to go back to Texas, but like to the Alamo Dome would be pretty interesting.
Who used to play there? The Alamo Dome?
The Spurs used to play there.
That's right.
Because the Alamo Dome's a football stadium.
The Spurs played there?
Mm-hmm. I didn't know it till like years later, but the Alamo Dome is technically a football stadium. I would love them to see the Alamo Dome, obviously. If they're gonna do more stadiums, they already did Nashville for SummerSlam. Vegas again, because I think they love the Allegiant Stadium setup, to be honest with you.
Dude, they should get ass just do Jacksonville's.
I would love that. The pre-show at Daly's place.
Yeah, dude, the pre-show dude, that would be. I wonder if
they're allowed.
That's what I mean, because like if the Cons own the stadium, then definitely not. Because why would they do that?
I don't know. I know they own the team, but I don't know if they have the rights to booking events in the stadium.
That's what I mean. That would be fucking hilarious.
Could you imagine if they just used like their setup, like the Daily's Place setup too?
I could. They'd be like, oh, this is how they shot this. Like they would get there and like the W production would be like, wow, these guys were fucking morons. We're gonna shoot this way better.
Because you know what I would do? I would have the main show, whatever they do, in the stadium, but have like an NXT like style show in Daily's Place.
Yeah, 100%.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Dude, there's so many things they could do. I mean, WWE is just like literally decades ahead when it comes to like shooting a space. It's hard. It's very hard to shoot for spaces like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or any space for that matter. It's hard to set up camera shots.
You know where else they can go? Where the Dolphins play in Miami, because that stadium's fucking fantastic. It's such a perfect looking stadium. Miami, New Orleans, the Superdome will get more events for WWE.
They can do a Superdome. Maybe how about I'm thinking like Houston. Where the Texans play.
Oh, it used to be called Reliance Stadium, but I know what you're talking about. That's where they had 25 at.
Right.
Anything with the roof? Houston Astros? Because they had a rumble there.
Yeah, but again, that's baseball.
True. We're talking football arenas, Sophie, Allegiant, San Francisco, obviously, again.
What if they did something in Canada?
I mean, the only arena I would think about is where the Blue Jays play, the Skydome, the former Skydome,
the Rogers Center.
Rogers Center, yeah. It can work. It's got a retractable roof. That I mean, when they did Mania 18 there, it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
The only other problem too is with football. No, with baseball stadium, it's you have to. The sizes.
It's hard to do.
The sizes are
it's hard
all
to do.
Funky.
Yeah, football stadiums are very like symmetrical.
For the most part, yeah.
You know what? They could do Seattle.
Yeah.
The Seahawks play.
Well, that place is made for sound.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That 12th man ain't no joke.
Yeah, that place is made for sound. They could do a killer show there. Where else would they go stadium wise? North Carolina, where the Panthers play. They never use a stadium like that, but it could work.
Yeah, they got all those Southern wrestling fans, those wrestling NWA fans.
Yeah. Kansas City would be a big one because Kansas City's made for sound.
Georgia Stadium too.
It is.
Honestly, it's just like, hey, who wants to pay us?
Seriously. And also a time of the year. Like, I would love for them, and they would never do it unless it was in the summertime. Like, could you imagine SummerSlam in Chicago, where the Bears play?
Yeah, that'd be pretty nuts.
Yeah.
I'd drive to Chicago again for that.
I would too. To get him a Lord shot. Like, could you imagine that? You go to Chicago, we go see the Cubs, and then go see SummerSlam later on that night.
Hell yeah, dude! 1 o'clock game, just right into the WrestleMania.
Or right into SummerSlam, but yeah.
Actually, it'd be a 12 o'clock game because it's an hour behind.
Mm-hmm. That'd be great.
Just hop on the L train and just head over, and there you go.
Yeah.
Go from the Cubs right to the pre-show.
That would be fucking fantastic. Whatever good stadium, whatever big name stadium that they haven't done.
What about Green Bay? Lambeau.
That's one of those things you do in like the summertime or close to summer.
Yeah.
It's fucking cold.
Dude, do it in the dead of winter in their undies.
Snow everywhere. Minnesota, because Minnesota has a roof. The Vikings
They did it in the Mall of America.
Like they did for the first Nitro.
Yeah.
That'd be good too. They would probably never do Cleveland. Cleveland or DC. They could bring back Capital Punishment. And dude, where the Washington Commanders play now?
That's really funny. They called it Capital Punishment.
Because remember they had the Capital Punishment pay-per-view.
Washington Commanders. Who's Washington? The Redskins.
Formerly known as Redskins, yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking hockey for some reason.
No, that's the Capitals.
Dude, it's really funny. Like people still call them the Indians. Like the radio guy for the Yankees kept calling them the Indians.
Did he really?
Yeah. I mean, it's you've been for 30 years, force a habit.
Yeah.
What are they?
They're the Guardians.
They're the Guardians too.
Yeah, no. The football team's the Commanders.
The Guardians, and the Commanders. Yeah. I like the Guardians are fine. It's a fine name.
I'm fine with the Guardians. Yeah.
I mean, I like Indians too, but
yeah.
Some Native Americans actually like being called Indians.
Some, I don't think all. I mean, it depends. It's tribe specific.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's tribe specific.
It's tribe specific, I believe. I'm trying to think of what other stadiums they do. The Minnesota Stadium I've never really touched would be cool. Where else could they go? I'm trying to think of like NFL stadium, like stadiums with seats that they can do.
They should go to the Field of Dreams Stadium in Iowa. They just come out of the cornfield.
That's the entrance. It's the simplest setup ever.
You just put LED boards on the corn.
I would love for them to do Field of Dreams. Hold on.
So stupid.
Yeah.
Who's playing there this year? It's like the Cubs and the Cardinals.
How is it not the Yankees every year?
They can switch it up. I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they did. Oh no, Denver would be a hazard because they're literally a mile in the air.
Yeah.
Denver would be a.
I mean, then again, UFC fights in Brazil. That's even higher in the air.
Yeah, but they're inside. You can control the airflow.
Oh, the stadium's outdoors?
Yeah, for Denver Broncos,
okay,
yeah, it's
yes.
outdoor.
Okay, scratch that then.
Yeah.
Dude, the fans would be passing out.
From all the excitement.
Yeah, all the excitement and the cheering.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
They can go back to Detroit, because that's also in the Dome.
Yeah, what if they just ran the Tokyo Dome?
And they do Beast from the East, too?
Yeah, dude. They also got a few in Saudi. Saudi's going to build 3 more stadiums from the go-to.
Yo, the Saudi stadiums look so dope. I'm not
What
gonna...
do they use them for, though? Do they actually have sports over there? That's a real question. I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm looking at... Yeah, what if they held, like, SummerSlam at Gillette one year?
That would be knuckin' futz.
Let me see. Hard Rock...
Dude, Gillette's in a great spot, too.
I hear there's, like, nothing around there, just Gillette, right?
Exactly. There's nothing around there. There's like a bunch of shops and shit around the stadium. Great.
Yeah. Was it Hard Rock Stadium? That's where Miami plays. They never touched Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh would be a cool place for them to do it.
Sure.
Pittsburgh, Lambeau, you said, Levi Stadium, Santa Clara. Philadelphia, the Link. Also, Indianapolis, Lucas Oil, where they hold the NFL Combine at every year. Which is good. Baltimore is another arena that I think they do well in. Right on the harbor.
Yeah, where the Ravens play.
Mm-hmm. And right next to it is Camden Yards. Could you imagine them doing
they're next door.
Yeah. Can you imagine them doing an event at Camden? Like in the off season?
They just put axes on the field.
Yeah. Let me see. We said Lucas Oil, M&T Bank. Oh, the new Atlanta Stadium where the Falcons play is also a Mania event waiting to happen. Nissan, NRG, Paul Brown. Tampa, what they did a Mania at. I was gonna say Cincinnati, but Cincinnati. Cincinnati. Arizona, they've done. Jack.
Yeah, Blue Jays won.
Son of a biscuit.
Yeah, Nestor Cortez eats that L.
Damn it, Nestor. So apparently Wikipedia has a list of every NFL stadium and the type of grass that they use.
Ooh.
And it's either like real grass, like Kentucky bluegrass or Bermuda grass, or it's like obviously synthetic turf.
Right.
So, but yeah, they have a lot of stadiums to choose from. But I would be all for a Seattle event. Like SummerSlam Seattle.
I think Seattle would be a great spot.
Yeah. Just get Marshawn Lynch to run fucking nuts. Or, or you know what you can do? You can do the Bill Stadium, you know, Bill's Mafia and all that bullshit.
I was thinking the Bills, but that's too cold even in the summer.
That also probably the craziest tailgate ever because you literally have the Bills Mafia putting people through tables at a wrestling event. All right. Let me get out of here and upload the video and all of that hot shit to...
Do the video and the audio.
Okay. Do the same thing like we did last week?
Yeah, no, last week I think I just did the video.
Oh, I did both on the war.
Okay, yeah, continue to do both.
Okay.
Actually, let me check the war feed to make sure that it sounded okay.
Yeah, please do before we
Because the KOTR one just didn't. I don't know why my audio just didn't sound good.
So,
Yeah, I sound much better.
on the audio?
Yeah, on the audio. So I upload the audio already. So do the audio and the video because an Anchor it makes two posts for it.
Yeah. And I'll just label one as video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Works for me. All right. So let's get the fuck out of here, man. All right. Boo-hooks.
Thank you.